Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Laureli Shimayo, and this is MeWe Fairs. This is our MeWe Awakening panel for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest, and we're getting ready to start again in September. And we have lots of events online. This is clearly one of our online events. So in our Awakening panel, we answer questions from the audience. We have different themes, and today, right, animals, animal communication, and healing. We have currently 6 practitioners on the panel. I believe I have a 7th that's going to be showing up. So we'll go through and have the practitioners introduce themselves, and please talk about all the work that you do, focusing on animals, and share about all the other work that you do as well, practitioners. And then we'll be answering questions. We've got 1 person in line so far, and I put the information in the chat. I'll go ahead and put it in again, and I'll follow that up with information on all of the practitioners as they're sharing. If you'd like to ask a question of the panel, there's a small price. It's $16 to $24 sliding scale, $10 for BIPOC. So you could pay on PayPal or Venmo, and then let me know in the chat that you've paid. I'll get you in line, and we'll look forward to answering your questions. All right, let's have all the practitioners share. And practitioners, go ahead and take 2 or 3 minutes to share about who you are and what you do. I throw the dice and mix up the order. So let's have Carolyn and Donna, Cynthia, Shelley, and Cindy do it in that order today. All right, go ahead.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'm Carolyn Osborn, Energy Intuitive, and my business is Chiron Energy Medicine, and I work with people and I work with animals. And I specialize in energy medicine and animal communication, as well as some medical intuitive readings, all of which relate with your animal and with you as well. And I really work with animals, the emotional component of helping them clear out any old traumas, bad memories, or anything that may have been happening in their lives, to help bring them back into balance, to help them feel happier. Also, just to help, very often the animals are mirroring their owners' issues. So by getting in touch with that, to help both the animal and the owner find a better balance, so the animals are able to not have to carry the owner's issues, and the owners can feel happier and released as well. And just general animal communication, especially anytime, to help find out what's going on with your animal. That's the greatest thing. And the energy medicine work I do is based on acupuncture. So it's the whole Chinese medicine philosophy, bringing into balance the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels of healing and balance for you and your animals. And so I would love to answer any questions. I offer a free 20-minute consultation too, if you want to have a question. And I'm here to help and answer your questions today. So we're going to have fun on this panel. Talk to you soon.
Thanks so much, Carolyn. All right, did we say Donna's next?
Hi, everybody. So glad to have you here tonight. My name is Donna Sauer. I have a degree in biology and taught at medical nursing medical classes for many, many years. I also am a Reiki master, and I studied for a good number of years Lakota healing traditions on the reservations in South Dakota and Nebraska. So when I work with your animals and communicate with them, which is what we call animal communication, it's always done with starting with asking their permission, because it's my strong belief that they are all sentient beings. We honor them as being special souls and spirits by asking permission. And then we follow through with hands-on healing, long distance, and also then we can do energy healing through physical means, physical level, emotional level, and the spiritual, mental level. So these are all areas that we can help with. And another thing that I find absolutely lovely is the animals generally coming from the higher vibrations, which they are, the angelical vibrations that they come from. They generally bring beautiful messages of divine purpose, both for themselves and the interaction that they have with their guardians. And sometimes people lose a pet when they're 6 years old and they're 82 and they still mourn. And so there's lots and lots of things that can be healed by doing this kind of work. So I hope that you have some wonderful questions for us tonight. Everybody here is really good and helping you with your animal and helping your animal with you. So enjoy.
Thanks, Donna. I think we said Cynthia's next.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Cynthia Okimoto, and I've been doing pet Reiki and people Reiki for the last 15 years. And I would define Reiki, for those of you who haven't heard of it before, as the Japanese art of peace and tranquility. So I help animals and their person relax deeply so that they can heal and their personalities can really shine. And if they have any ailments or illnesses, the body can really, in the non-stress state, start healing itself and all the organs can work optimally. A little bit about my background. I ran a doggy daycare that I owned for 10 years in Manhattan. I still live in the city. And right now I'm doing holistic dog training, which means that I work with the parents or parent to train the dog, and because it's all about the relationship between you and your pet. I also have experience working with foster dog and cat parents to help them write the ads so that they can find their forever homes. And I also work remotely with pets nationally and internationally that have everything from cancer to broken limbs. They need blood transfusions, major medical cases, and I help bring the pets to full recovery, sometimes in as little as one session. So that's really the gift that I was born with. I do animal communication as well, find lost pets. That's not really my most favorite thing to do because it's very high stress on everyone, but it is something that I've been pretty good at. And I'm trying to think what else. And then the last thing that I do is I work with families who have multiple pets and their pets aren't getting along or they're bullying each other. And I help create harmony through Reiki in the household again, so that everyone can get along and the pets can stay in the family if that's what everyone chooses.
Great, thanks so much, Cynthia. And practitioners, if you think of something else that you forgot to mention, you still have a chance to jump in and share that too. So don't worry about that. All right, Shelley and then Cindy. Shelley, let's get you unmuted.
And working with your pets, I am a clairvoyant and I am a clairsentient, so I'm able to pick up what it is, tell you. I'm able to reveal to you in an animal communication session what it is your pets feel about you. I can pick up information if it's a rescue pet about what the pet has experienced in the past. I could pick up issues regarding to their physical condition, how they feel emotionally about you, and give you a lot of detailed information about what it is that you can do to provide your pet a happier home. What are the things that they need from you, and what it is they want you to know that they need for you to provide for them in your emotional relationship with your pets.
Thanks so much, Shelley. All right, Cindy.
Hi, everybody. We have a great panel tonight. Each of us bring our unique style of animal communication, but I'm going to encourage each one of you in the audience to actually participate with us as well. Some of you have your pets next to you, and if you don't have a pet, how about a picture from a pet on the other side? Behind me are two pets on the other side. The calico behind me is one of the teacher pets that works with me, giving readings and giving insights. I like to teach people how to become their own animal communicators. I offer my own psychic medium skills for people, pets, and plants. And if you read my little bio in the chat here, you can see that I do a lot of different, I call it working the realms. That includes numerology and telepathic work. Right now, I'm focusing on helping you with your animal, whether they're on the other side or next to you, helping you have a closer relationship to being able to listen to them with your mind and your heart, combining with source energy. I have 2 clubs on Clubhouse. If you're on Clubhouse, please come join them. One is Animal Communicators, and we do exactly that. We have a chance on the second Thursday of every month to actually come together as a group and develop your animal communication skills. On the second Thursday of every month, we do animal Reiki for all the animals on the entire planet. And the way that I do that with the group, and if you're on Clubhouse, you know that there's over 500,000 people at any time that can be on Clubhouse. I ask people to connect with their hearts and connect with their pets by a bridge of love from their heart to their pets and then outward to the rest of the animals on the planet. I believe in the oneness that we all are here on the planet, and we are all awakening to our roles as souls through our soul contract. Some of my readings with my clients include looking at past life relationships that are affecting your life now and helping you clear those. Sometimes you have past life relationships with animals as well, and not just the pets that you have, but animals, wild animals. And I want to encourage everybody that has a relationship with an animal to take it to the next level. And if I can help you do that, I'm here for you. I'm Cindy McGonagle, and I thank you so much.
Thanks, Cindy. We hopefully have Nadia joining us in a little bit too. She's a medium, spirit artist, and intuitive card reader and psychic. She's one of our newer practitioners. And yeah, I didn't get the message out to her soon enough, so it's possible she's not here for that reason. I'm hopeful that she does find the message and she joins us. And I'm Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader and a body psychology coach. I think eyes are a window to the soul, and I read your soul, read your eyes, to answer all kinds of questions about you, who you are, your gifts, and then answer questions on things like your career path, relationships you're in, relationships it might be great for you to be in, help find people based on their eyes, and all kinds of things. I probably won't answer that many questions tonight since I don't specialize in working with animals. I can read a bit about animals and their eyes, and I definitely can read about you, and if that seems relevant to any of the questions, I'll certainly leap in and share. I'm mostly here as holding space and helping run the panel tonight. All right, well, we've got 2 questions in line, so we'll probably be able to get started here in a moment. Practitioners, is there anything else you want to share about your backgrounds and what you do? Feel free if you want to share any of that. Oh, and I did share your information in the chat once. I'll be sharing it again throughout tonight too. Yeah, go ahead.
I just remembered one more thing that I do, because I do so many things. I also work with pet sitters who have a difficult time working with animals when their owners are away and they need to do a cat visit or a dog walk. So what I do is I clean out the space energetically and I communicate with the animal so that you can safely do a pet visit.
Great, great. And there's a great question in the chat. Oh yes, Carolyn, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I also do work performance-wise. So if you are doing any sort of competitive sports or anything with like horses or dogs or anything where you're out in the world competing, I work with you and your animal to help be a better team and to get, in the right mindset and place to, have a better edge competing. And also I do all my work on Zoom, especially with the animals. It's all done on Zoom, and I can do from anywhere. So that's it. Thank you.
Great. Oh, Donna, go ahead. Yeah, and I know I want to address the question in the chat too. Go ahead, Donna.
Yeah. Someone just asked in the chat about thinking that they might want to be working in animal communication. And this whole area is just wonderfully opening up. And I encourage any of you to
Energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. Our theme to
contact any of us for information or help finding a course or teachers around you, because it's the whole world's really opening up to this new light work, and animal communications is a great part of that. So if you have any inkling to do it, you think you are interested, it's all love, in and out.
And there are some of our practitioners that may also be offering courses, and we also offer learning circles. And sometimes Donna, for example, has participated in them, and we offer intuitive exercises to help you expand and open to your intuition. And there might be an exercise directly related to animals at some point. Yeah, just lots of different things that are available. All right. Well, let's see. So we've got a couple of people in line for questions. Before we start, I'm going to mention, keep in mind that this is recorded and will be published online. When you ask a question, we may go deeper than you want us to go in this format where it's recorded, or we may talk about other topics that for us are related, but you don't want us to share about that here. And that's fine. We're here to honor you in our answers. So please let us know. You can let us know ahead of time if you want us to stay, in a particular range of how we answer, or if we start to go off in a direction you don't want, please interrupt us, wave your hands in the video or write in chat to get our attention, whatever works, because we're here for you. This is also a great opportunity to practice opening to your own intuition in terms of learning to read animals. So when someone asks a question, whatever if you don't have much practice in this, you probably want to have some paper with you. Everyone really, it's great to have something to write on, but anything that comes through at all, just take notes on whatever images or sounds or ideas or anything. Even if you wonder that you're making it up, just write it all down. And then you have an opportunity to see if what came through you correlates with what the practitioners share. It's possible that you'll have something come through you that's valid that we happen to not share. It's just an opportunity to see and a way of getting to check our resonance. And let's see, more people are wanting to ask questions. I'll get that information in the chat again too. You can pay by PayPal or wrong cell. You can pay by PayPal or Venmo. And if you have any trouble paying, let me know. More people are coming. And then also, please, if you could allow the attention to stay up in the panel while we're answering questions. If something does come through for you, I recommend that you write it down, because usually these insights don't stay very long, and writing it down helps you reconnect with it again. And then if you want, when we're done answering someone's question, you can private chat with them and see if they'd like to hear what came through for you. Please honor whatever they share. They may be full after hearing from all of us, and they may not want to know. Please trust that it came through you for some other reason, and just be open to whatever that is. Aim to not take that personally. All right, great. I think those are all the basic things. I'll be putting more information in the chat as we go. The information on how to pay to ask a question is right there. After you pay, please write in chat to let me know, and I'll make sure you get online quickly. And in line, we currently have Craig and then Carrie. And Craig knows this process. He paid a day ahead. We deeply appreciate that. We're like, already. All right, Craig, what is your question?
Hi.
You up here in the spotlight. All right,
My
great.
wife and I have a wonderful dog named Holly. She's just about perfect, but she's barky. And so she'll sit upstairs in the front bedroom. When dogs or people walk by, she starts barking and barking. And I want to know if there's anything we can do to communicate her to not bark so much, or what she's getting out of the barking. And if that's too mundane, then anything she has to communicate to me and to myself or Emily.
Great. So while everyone's checking out what comes through for them, one thing I'll share is that I have a new dog I've had since February, and I've noticed that if I'm not clear with him that I'm alpha and that I'm taking care of us, he will bark to protect me and to protect our space. So if he starts barking, the first thing I do is I just grab him and flip him over in my arms and I cuddle him. It's like a nice thing, but I very clearly let him know, it's me, I got it. And I talk to him a little bit like that, like, I got it, we're all right, you don't have to do this. And then he's quiet. So that's one thing I do. All right, Shelley's ready. Go ahead. Craig, did you want to share something?
Oh, well, so one of the things we do is go up and close the blinds. We'll tell her to be quiet, or sometimes I'll put my hand over her eyes just to cover her eyes. But nothing we've tried work, and I'm open to any techniques like you suggest.
And how big a dog is she? How easy is it to do things like pick her up and turn her over? It might not be that simple.
She's 20 pounds.
Okay, great.
I
Yeah,
can show you a picture of her if you like, but some of your practitioners don't like that.
That's what I was going to say. That's a reminder too. Yeah, some practitioners don't want to actually see your animals. So please let us know before you have the camera on your animal. Craig, well, let's see. So Shelley, did you want to share? You had your hand up a moment.
Yes. I feel, that although she's not really a really big dog, I don't feel her being a big dog. It looks like she's kind of brownish or reddish. It looks like that that she may have been in another home before you, because I'm picking up the dog having a lot of anxiety, you know, and I think that's what's causing the barking. She had a lot of anxiety. I feel wherever she was before, there was a lot of that anxiety that she had, she's bringing in to your home. That she is a very energy sensitive. So she can, if she hears sounds outside, and also there might be a spirit in the home, I feel, of a family member that has passed away that is a female. And I'm feeling possibly that it could be a mother or grandmother. Did your mother and grandmother pass away?
Yes.
All right, because I feel that you know, the mother animals are very psychic, and they can sense energy, and they could see things. So I don't think it's just because there's noise outside, but that the mother's around, and she's not trying to hurt the dog. Your mother loved animals, but the dog does not understand her presence. So you may want to try to communicate with your mother, who is around, and tell her to please let the dog know that she loves her, and that she's not there to upset her or hurt her by being in the, you know, because it's someone unfamiliar to your dog that's in the household. And your mother is, you know, not trying to do anything. The dog is just not familiar with her. So if you communicate with the dog, because animals do understand what we tell them. So if you communicate the dog that my mother is part of the family, and that, you know, she is in our household, and that she loves you, and that she's here, you know, to be of help to you. If you communicate that to the dog, so the dog knows that the mother belongs in the household, because to the dog, this is someone that doesn't belong there, and she's seeing the mother. And if you communicate that to the dog, I feel the dog is going to calm down, and that the dog is just going to be more relaxed, and that the barking will stop, because I'm feeling that that is the reason she's barking.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Craig.
Thanks so much, Shelley. And let's see, before we go to the next answer, Donna's next. And then let's see, Carolyn asked if you could show a picture of Holly or show Holly. So Donna, you might want to turn aside since you don't want to see. I know.
All
So
right.
yeah, so do you have
Are
a
you-
photo or?
This is a video.
Ah, oh, she's so cute.
Okay, I think that's enough. Go ahead and stop, and then. Yeah, okay, great. So Donna, go ahead.
Before I answer, Craig, I had two questions. How old is she?
She'll be 4. She just turned 4.
And what color was she, since I didn't look at the picture?
She's white with some tan
Okay,
markings. Ready.
okay.
Maybe
So,
reddish.
all right. Well, what I got from her was, and you've had her for a while, right?
Right,
maybe-
we got her from birth.
How long?
4 years.
So you got her as a puppy then. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I got, I mean, this is what I saw. I saw her looking out the window, and her tail was wagging. And she turned her head to me and she said, "Isn't this fun? This is so cool. Entertainment time, you know?" And she was just kind of like, this is a kind of like the ice cream man coming, you know? And so have you ever just, instead of saying stop barking, have you ever just said to her, you can do it in your mind or out loud, but just say to her, you know, "Holly, this is really upsetting to us. And this is the kind of behavior that would make our house a lot calmer." And just talk to her and say, "Could you not bark all the time because we find that energy very upsetting to us. And you would help us make a good family if you don't bark all the time. However, I have a suggestion. Okay, I live on 4 acres that's fenced, and my dogs are not allowed to bark all the time. However, we have 2 exceptions. The one is when the tractors go by with the hay wagons. They're allowed to bark. And every Tuesday morning, they get to bark when the garbage man comes by and unloads the garbage cans. And that's their happy time. They're out at the gate, bark, 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 bark. And I don't yell at them because we made a compromise. If you'll just bark then and not all the rest of the time, everybody will be happy. So I really picturing her as you want her to be, picturing her in a positive energy situation, calm and happy. It really helps rather than imagining that she's going to start barking, or imagining that you have to tell her to be quiet, or imagining that you have to do something to her, rather than in your mind create a space for her just as she is, accept her, say we love you just the way you are. We totally love you, we totally accept you, but we would like to compromise with you a little bit about this behavior. So I know it doesn't sound like maybe it would work, but trust me, it does. So I hope that helps a little bit, dear.
It does. Thank you.
Thanks, Donna. All right, we've got Carolyn and then Cynthia. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Hi, Craig. What a sweetheart. She is so cute. So the first thing I'm getting with her is grounding her. She's a little scattered and she's a little flighty. And by grounding her, and I can do that right now while we're talking, but just help her to kind of get centered and grounded so that she feels a little more safe and secure, because she just is feeling a little, there's all this activity. She's also very sensitive. And I'm going to put a purple violet protective bubble around her whole aura, which helps give her extra protection and kind of good healing, supportive energy. So she's not picking up on all these outside energies. I feel she's very sensitive. And so when other animals or other people are going by, she's picking up on all those energies. At the same time, she's very talkative and she's trying to talk to you and tell you kind of, oh, look what's happening outside. Oh, look at this, what's going on. Like Donna was saying, if you kind of give her some ground rules on what is okay and what isn't, just so she understands what you need. Like, okay, if she wants to give one woof and one bark, okay, yeah, there's a dog outside, fine. You got the message, and it's like, okay, you understand what's going on. Because they need some guidance and they need some support. So again, you can talk to her and kind of tell her what you want to do. So first I want to put this protective bubble around her. I'm activating that around her right now to help give her extra support and protection. And then I'm going to do some grounding on her. So I'm sending roots down through her feet, down her back, through her back feet, down her whole back, through her tail, through her root chakra, really anchoring her into the ground so that all this kind of anxiety and stress that she might be picking up has a place to go, and she's not holding on to it, because then that helps her feel more secure and more safe. So she's feeling more comfortable. And I hope that helps. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great. Thanks so much, Carolyn. All right, Cynthia.
Cool. So I'm going to kind of speak to you from my background as a holistic dog trainer. And I wanted to ask you what just very briefly, how many walks you bring her on outside and how long they are and what the activities are other than going to the bathroom.
We try to bring her on walks every day. My wife walks her. She's very much a home dog. A lot of times we'll take her out and she doesn't want to go. Mm-hmm. She'll go out and go potty and then just turn around and come right back in. But oftentimes my wife will take her up to the park and around. So that would be about a mile walk.
Okay, great. So that helps me figure out what's going on a little bit more. So the first thing that I would recommend is that you maybe watch some YouTube training videos. I really like Zach George, dog training revolution or something like that. It's a ZAK, and he has a very positive reinforcement training philosophy. My style and his style are very similar. So I always look at barking either as the dog's trying to communicate something to you, or the dog's trying to protect. And so I like to reduce the protection to a as needed. So there's a burglar, like somebody who has not pure intention, and the communication to be something like, I don't feel well, or, you know, when they bark, it's actually to get your attention for something. So one thing that I might encourage you to do to redirect her expressing herself verbally is to give her 2 different kinds of walks. So one walk is what I call a core walk, and that could be around the perimeter of your property or the block that you live on. And the walk needs to be a minimum of 20 minutes. If she's not comfortable with that, that's fine. Just walk the perimeter every day. The purpose of this is dogs sometimes need to protect the home, and they also need to check in to see who's been around the home. So they use their noses to sniff. So it's a sniffing core walk. And so every time they sniff something, they're like, okay, there are like 13 dogs at this hydrant, and, I'm just going to like read all of their scents, and now I'm going to respond, right? I'm going to respond to this text message. I'm going to interact with my hyperlocal community, and you're going to let her mark and express herself through going to the bathroom or just sniffing and doing whatever she wants to do to communicate in her hyperlocal, like the perimeter of your home. The second walk that I would like to encourage you to do is an explore walk, and that meets the dog needs of discovery, novelty, and fun. And when you, that can be, minimum again of 20 minutes, shorter if she doesn't want to walk, but that's where she could go to the dog park, explore the neighborhood. And it's really just a chance for her to experience different sensations and stimuli outside of people walking by and her looking out the window. As you know, for quarantine, when we were in lockdown, people got really bored. So if that gives anyone a frame of reference of how pets get really bored at home too, that's why they sleep a lot of times. I love that she gets to look out the window, but you can also redirect that energy through a physical activity, which can also be mental and emotional, by letting her explore in, outside of your neighborhood. So those are the 2 walks that I recommend, as well as creating a hierarchy, which I think Zach George might talk about. So just a little bit more of you taking the lead in the family is going to reduce barking if it's caused by anxiety or her leaving her body because she feels the need to overprotect the family.
Okay, thank you very much. That was
You're
helpful.
welcome.
Great, thanks, Cynthia.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Fran.
Cindy next.
Yeah, each one of us have really said exactly what I got. All right. So I'm just going to kind of bring it all the way back around to you, Craig. All right. From your dog, I heard, I want to be heard. I'm territorial. It's my job to let them know that I'm here to protect my house. I'm scared when I hear noises I can't see. And as Donna reminded you, you need to have a one-on-one with your dog and your wife. Okay, so it's really 2-on-1. A family meeting, okay, a meeting of the mind, so to speak, where you talk very calm and express to Holly why it is that you want her to be quiet, and to remember your voice as calming when she gets excited about any of these noises that she doesn't understand, or wanting to overprotect her property. Okay. And when she starts into this kind of this behavior, which is being triggered, I want you to practice what we all do. Close your eyes and open your heart and send her that message of remain calm, everything is fine, and remind her that you are the alpha. She says that she does enjoy that marking experience, marking her territory. It's very important to her. And she wants you to walk her in the exploration walk. That's what she said. Are you willing to do that?
Yes.
I think that you will form a new love relationship with your beloved Holly. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, great. Practitioners, anything else that you want to share with Craig? All right, great. Well, Craig, there are your answers. Thank you so much for asking a question, getting us started.
Thank
Just-
you. It was very helpful. I really appreciate all of you doing that for me. So thanks.
You're very welcome from all of us. All right, and next we have Carrie. All right, Carrie is all ready. Like, get you up here. All right, great.
All right. Hey, everybody. I have, I don't know how much information you want me to tell about her specifically, but the issue is she suddenly is acting very erratic. She's always been kind of scared of loud noises. You know, I always know when a thunderstorm comes, she's going to be upset. We moved probably about 4 years ago in the country, and I'm in the South, so there's a lot of crazy gun shooting going on that I can't control. And that has really upset her. And I knew that, like I said, we've been here 4 years and we've dealt with it, but just recently, and I suspect it has something to do with us being home with COVID, and then now everything's opening up here and people, you know, we're leaving the house more. My husband and I have always, our jobs, you know, we've always been able to leave. We haven't been able to work from home, but the kids have been here because of school, you know, and everything's going back to normal. And I'm wondering if that's what's upsetting her, but she is just doing things now that she never used to do, and just not really sure what to do about it. So I was wondering if anybody, I don't know if you want to see her or what, but
Well, just is it? You
I
didn't
just
say.
need
Is it?
some
Is it a dog? What type of animal?
Yes, it's a dog. She's a
And just
Great
how-
Pyrenees.
Okay, Great Pyrenees, and
Mhm.
color, are they always white or?
Yeah, well, she's solid white, and she's 6, right?
Okay,
6,
great.
yeah.
Okay, great. And then so one of our practitioners will avert her eyes, and then if you could show her or show a photo of her, that would be great.
And do you have a name?
Okay,
Oh yeah, name.
her name is Juniper. Yeah, Juniper. I could show you her. Let me I can't. Oh, here we go. Choopy, choopy.
Oh yeah, great.
What kind do you have it then?
And did you have you had her since she was little? When did you
This
get
is
her?
the living
Yes.
room. You're not gonna.
I have been in her life since the day she was born.
Okay, great. So let's take the camera off of her so we can have the other practitioner come back.
Okay.
All right, great. And then you didn't really say exactly which behaviors are the new things. Did you want to share a bit about what the new things are?
Sure. She's, like I said, I've always known she's scared of the sounds, but now she's like, if we leave, even if we're walking outside, she'll jump up on a table that I have in front of the window. I mean, she's obviously not small. She's 120 pounds, but she'll jump up on the table somehow to look out the window. Or just now, my daughter and son went to the store and she ran all the way down the driveway. I had to get on top of her and hold her down because I'm not strong enough to pull her back into the house. And she just is so desperate feeling, you know, she feels desperate, like she has to be on the couch beside me, or I don't know, she knows when I'm getting ready for work and she just looks so upset. The energy is just so desperate, and it's driving my husband crazy. He's more of the old school thinking, like dogs are supposed to be quiet and sit on the floor, but I'm more of she needs help, so that's kind of where we are. It's just a lot of anxiety, and it feels so sudden. It just, sorry, go ahead.
That it feels so sudden.
Yeah, this energy she's in has happened in the last probably 2 or 3 months.
And then it sounds like she does it when anyone leaves the house, not necessarily only a few people. It doesn't matter if there's one person home with her, like one important person.
Exactly.
She does it with everyone. Okay. Is there anyone in the house she doesn't do it with?
No, she does it with all. It's 5 of us here, my husband, myself, and then our 3 teenage, have an adult daughter and then 2 teenage kids. So it can be anybody. If somebody, even if somebody's delivering a package or a pizza, she has to it's just, she's just wants to, she'll tear down the door to get to them. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Well, so when a pizza's delivered, she gets upset when they come, or she gets upset when they leave?
Both. She just wants to be she just has to greet them, and you can't hold her back. She's just like, I need to see this person, and she's not upset with them. She loves everybody. She doesn't bark. She doesn't growl. She doesn't do anything territorial or anything. It's just like, this person must love me too. It's almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's always been super friendly, but it may be because I'm intuitive and I can just feel it, but she just feels desperate.
Yeah, it's great. I wanted to make sure the practitioner knew too that you're also a practitioner. All right, we've got Donna, Carolyn, and Cynthia in line. So Donna, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask you a question, and let the other ones talk first, but how far out in the country are you? Are you around, do you have 10 acres or animals, or are there herds?
We have 12 acres.
And are there other animals around, herds of cattle or sheep?
We have chickens.
But I mean, outside.
We have chickens, and then across the street, there's people with horses.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And how about coyotes?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I'll come back.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
Okay, so what a sweetheart. She's so, I love those
She's my
journeys.
angel.
What a great energy. The first thing I'm picking up from her is just her stress mode, and her peripheral nervous system is just in overload. So she's having a hard time getting out of that mode to calm down so she can actually be calm and not be so panicked and stressed. So it's sort of a fulfilling cycle, where she gets thinking of, oh my God, someone's leaving, oh my God, and then they're not coming back, oh, and then there goes so and so, and she gets kind of in this whole cycle of just going around in circles. This is where energy medicine is great, with any one of us, to help clear that out, so that to reset her nervous system, so that she's able to just go, oh, I can breathe and relax again. Also, just to get her feeling more secure with the family, so that she's like, yes, you are coming back, you are connected. She is, but it's just like things are just a little off, out of sync.
Right.
Also grounding her again, if you're if you're do practitioner work, grounding her to help her feel safe, connected, because then that gives her a release way of getting out the old energies. She's also very sensitive. So, and I'm picking up her chakras are a little bit wide open. And if you can help bring her chakras back in, so she's not taking in so much energy and so much information, because it kind of is overloading her information. And so that's part of what she's reacting to. And then just the whole fear and anxiety mode it's all kind of this whole big cycle going on.
You know, when you just said that, it just made me, something just dawned on me. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but when you said that, I'm doing a lot of energy work human-wise here. I'm wondering if by me doing a lot of my practice here with chakras and other people and stuff like that, is she picking up maybe on their energy? I never thought maybe.
Yes. And I would
Okay.
put some protection around her so that she's not taking in the energy. She can be there and be supportive, but yeah, you don't want her just taking in all that energy. She's connected with you. So that's going to be enough of an energy, you know, that she's taking in. But before you have a client come over, protect her, you know, put some sort of energetic protection around her so that she is not taking on these other people's energies, because yeah, that could definitely be impacting her.
I don't know why I didn't even.
That's okay. That's why we're here, right?
Thank you. Sometimes you have to have somebody point out the obvious to you. So when you're working with an animal, do you do it the same as if it were human? I mean, I think that's what's tripping me up too, because
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can, it's like anything, it's intention and your focus. And if you're focusing on her as your person, you can probably do this. I don't know what your modality is or whatever you're doing, but you could probably do the same thing, but just focus it on her.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, great. Let's see. Next, we've got Cynthia, and then Donna, it's up to you when you want to jump in. After Cynthia, we've got Shelley. Oh, Donna, sorry, I didn't know which that meant.
I'm ready whenever after Cindy.
Okay, well, Cynthia and then Donna and then Shelley and then Cindy. All right. Cynthia.
So, Carrie, what I was getting is that it feels like Holly is her name, right? You said Holly is the one that.
Juniper,
sorry. I think Holly was the other dog. I don't know. I'm living in the past by 10 minutes. That Juniper feels like she's the most connected with you out of everyone in the family. And I would encourage you to, so dogs always respond in a hierarchy. So if she's the most connected with you, you need to make sure that you're number one in the family. And I'm getting that if you were to do a grounding exercise yourself and put yourself, you know, just be more present in your body, you know, you could just like touch yourself, you know, things like that. Just be like, okay, where am I? Yeah, I'm in my body. It's going to give her permission to do the same thing too. So what happens is when our energy is scattered, then our animal feels that they have to go into like protection mode, or, you know, they get anxiety. Oh my God, I'm head of the house again. I didn't sign up for this. And we don't want our dogs to have that job. So the next question that I have is, and I am not familiar with this breed at all. She's very cute. I can tell you that much, but are you familiar with what that breed is bred for? What is their job? Are they a working dog? Are they?
They're a working dog.
They're a working dog. Okay.
Yeah.
So
she thinks she's a lap dog.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the things that I want you to do, if you haven't done this already, is I want you to research what it is that she would be doing if she wasn't a house dog. Okay,
she would be working with goats.
Okay, so that's something that's a function that doesn't change. Okay, so you can find out, you know, I would join a Pyrenees group on Yahoo groups or Facebook group, or maybe Clubhouse has one, and talk to other Pyrenees dog parents and see, you know, if they're in a similar situation to you, like, you know, hey, we don't have goats, we have chickens. Like, how can you translate the job that she was bred for into something, you know, in the 21st century? Okay, so it's really important for them, because when they don't get to do their job, naturally you have to do a substitute, and if you're not even aware of it, then they generally will take on the job of guard dog, or, you know, like the leader of the pack, and most dogs don't want that responsibility. It's a big job, especially if you have 12 acres. So I I also think that she requires some sort of socialization with other dogs. I think that's really important for all dogs. So if there's like a daycare that you can bring her to, or a dog park, like 3 or 4 times a week, that would be really good for her. All dogs need to socialize. They're born in a pack. They're not born individually like humans. So when we meet that need, you're going to get a lot less of, running outside down the driveway and having anxiety when someone leaves, because they're kind of taking on like a role that they're not with their other animals. So the more we meet their needs proactively, the less they're anxious, right? So we want to support as many of their needs as they can. So another thing you can do is you can look at the Maslow dog hierarchy of needs and see how you're meeting those needs for her so that her anxiety will go down.
Perfect. I will check that out. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Cynthia. All right, Donna, go ahead.
Oops.
Nope, Donna, muted again.
Sorry, having
Okay.
a senior moment day. So there's a whole bunch of things that are swirling around here, so I'll try to go through them. I'm going to start with what Carolyn was talking about protecting her. I cleared her chakras, particularly her whiskers and her nose chakras. I cleared those for her, and
Thank you.
and they were pretty murky, so those are cleared out. And again, grounding her, asking that all non-positive energies be taken from her to the center of the earth to be transmuted into love, and allowing her to get grounded like that. Now, the other thing from that standpoint is if you can find a big chunk of tourmaline, don't put it where she can't get away from it. I mean, don't put it in her box or where she sleeps or anything like that, but just put it in an area like on a shelf, a bookshelf, something like that, because that'll bring her tremendous amount of pushing away the non-positive energies. Another thing is, hello, you there?
Sorry. I'm sorry. Somebody called me.
Yeah, it's really, again, it's really important that you talk to her very, as everybody said, very calmly, and explain to her that all of your clients that are coming there, that even though she's sensing that they need help from you, that is not her responsibility. You're a big person. This is you've taken on this job, and she can allow you to create the healing that needs to be done, and she doesn't have to be involved in that. So that's one level. Tell her if she'll just sit in the corner and look cute, that'll really help the energy. Then, the next thing is, okay, so there's a thing called precognition, and also clear, I don't know what the word I want, clear sentience. I always get mixed up, clear sentience, I think. But
Do the same thing.
but she is absolutely picking up on all of the members of your house thoughts and all of your energies about this transfer after COVID, to beginning to go back to leaving the house, doing your routines. And I wouldn't call it separation anxiety, but she's quite aware of what you guys are planning. And that's giving her anxiety only because you haven't explained to her. So again, sitting down and talking to her and say, okay, COVID's over, and this is what mom and dad have to do. We have to have work here. Dad has to go there. The kids, this is, and picture in your mind where they're going, to show her where they're going to be. Okay. Then the other thing that was really interesting was all the time I was picturing her, I was showing her in her mind, she's making a circle. And this is exactly what she'd be doing if she's hurting. She was making a circle and trying to keep everything and everybody in there. And that was her job. And I'll give you an example. A lady that I knew when I lived in Wisconsin she lived in a suburb, not a real busy street, but there's sidewalk. And she had a little toddler that had diapers. And then the other kids were like 5 and 7, and they ride their bikes. But they had a, what do you call those dogs that herd sheep? Sheppy, I don't know.
Like a Sheltie or something.
Yeah, I like that, yeah. And that dog knew exactly where that baby was allowed to go. And if she stepped onto the sidewalk, she would grab her diaper and pull her back in the yard. Kids would start screaming and the mother would know, you're not supposed to be off the grass. So that kind of a sense, like Cynthia was talking about, that need to do what she was bred to do, which is to encircle and control and protect. Okay.
Mhm.
And so I would agree with Cynthia. I don't know how you do that, but I have seen videos, as we all have, of how people can take, maybe it was on Caesar, Caesar Romero, not Caesar Romero, say the dog, sorry, that he actually took one of them like that was needed to be trained, but he also allowed her to let off energy in a pen. But you would have to have that very controlled. You don't want her hurting anything or chasing it too rapidly or anything like that. So again, like Cynthia said, maybe find a group of people around you that have them and know where you could go to let off some of that energy. But in the meantime, the idea is, again, to explain to her about that behavior and say, we realize that you want to keep us all together, but we're going to have to change that around a little bit. And then one thing that's really cool is to give her a responsibility. Now, it could be that you would just ask her to walk the perimeter around your house quite a bit and say, could you please just check, make sure there's no coyotes, there's no rattlesnakes coming in. This is your job. We want you to do that perimeter, and ask her if she's amenable to that. And that allows her to be part of the family, to have responsibility, to feel like she's needed, but at the same time to alleviate that tension. She actually feels like, I'm telling you, it just felt like tension, like she just that whole, just wanted everything where she wanted it, like controlling it. So again, sit down, talk to her. It's really important. Since you do light work, you know exactly how to do that. You know how to send mind messages. And sometimes when you're meditating, I would just ask her to come over and sit with you and ask her if she would meditate with you and allow you to send your energies to the great all together, because that's a way of allowing her to share in what you're doing without taking on responsibility for your clients. So I hope that's
a great idea.
Yeah, they are beautiful, loving animals and generally very calm. Maybe as she gets older, she'll calm down a little bit too.
Yeah, she's definitely calmer than she used to be. But like I've been in her life forever. My sister actually had her parents. So the day they were born, I picked her out, and at least once a week I'd go and hold her, and I just knew she was mine. And actually getting goats is in the works, because we do have a lot of property, and that was the first thing I wanted to get. But the fencing needs quite a bit of work, so it's when we can get the money to finish. So I don't know, she might be 8 before we can do that, but hopefully that'll help her.
Yeah. Well, generally when they are actually working dogs like that, like with the sheep herders in California, the Spanish guys, they actually just stay with the herd all the time. I mean, you don't want that, but that's actually they're bred to. They actually feed them out with the herd. They don't come in at all. They just stay with the herd constantly. But it's a really bred into their psyche to have that personality. But they are lovely.
Right. They are. And well, see, I was hoping, and I know chickens and goats are completely different, but I was hoping that instinct would kick in with the chickens, but it didn't. She just wants to chase them. She doesn't hurt them, but she just wants to chase them. I was hoping she would want to keep them, but she just did not. She doesn't care one thing about those chickens. Yeah.
Well, chasing chickens is probably a good dog pastime for anybody. They love all the kerfluffles.
Yeah, right.
Good luck with her, dear.
Thank you so much.
I know in Colorado, there are places where you can take your dogs to do herding, so that, some places around the country you can do that. I have no idea if there's anything.
That would be
from
cool.
you. All right, let's see. We've got Shelley and then Cindy. Go ahead, Shelley. Unmute. Yeah. Shelley, unmute.
I feel that it's okay to incorporate her in your sessions, to let her know, I agree with the other animal communicators. It needs to be clear to her that you are the one that the clients are coming to see, and that you're going to be working and interacting with the clients, but allowing her to be in the room, to not to feel that she's responsible for doing the healing work on the clients, but that she wants to be included in terms of I feel her role is to be the protector, to not, be involved in the session, but to be in the room where she can keep watch, be the watcher over you in the client that you're working with, and that she can send her healing energy. So even though you're the one that's performing the healing, I feel that she has a lot of healing energy, and that she could send that healing energy and project that healing energy into the session. It will make her feel, she needs to feel like she's not responsible for the healing work, but that she's a part of it somehow, that she's involved, and that she is a part of it, because I feel that will make her feel good. I feel that she does have a strong desire. She knows that you love her. She knows she's loved by the family, but somehow I feel when she's chasing and trying to get out when other people are there, it's because she wants the people to feel that that she is protecting them and loving them. She feels that she seems to have a strong desire to want to protect. And part of her being a protector is to be able to show love to people.
Right.
Yeah. And so maybe, just hold the door open, not all the way, that she gets out and chases the people, but maybe have her set, because I feel she's good at taking commands. And if you tell her if you tell her, it's not necessary for you to go out there. If you're near the door, they're going to see you, and they're going to know that you're sending them love and protection, and they're going to be sending love and protection back to you. So letting her be near the window, putting her near a window where she can see them, or putting her near the door, and letting her know you don't have to go out there to be with them. They can see you, and they know that you're sending them love and protection. Because I feel she feels the need to project that energy.
Right.
And I feel that would help, keep the door closed, but if she could be near a window, so at least she feels that, that they know she's important. She wants to feel, I am important. I want you to know I am important because I am a healer too, and I'm sending you energy. Because she needs to feel connected, and she needs to feel that and I feel she is a healer, and that's why I feel you resonated with her when she was a puppy, because she's a healer like you, and that she was meant to be your dog. But if she could at least see them, then I think she'll be calm, because she'll see that they're okay, and that she'll see they're okay. I don't need to be out here.
Yeah, it's almost like when she sees, like you said, she wants to be with that person and let them know that she cares about them, or she just loves everybody. But it's almost like when those people come up, she loses her little dog mind and she forgets any commands. She forgets, it's like every common sense thing that she has leaves her mind, and she's just like, person. And you can't reason with her. It's almost like she just loses her mind. It's hard to even describe.
There's a way to communicate with her. And that is to visualize a blue light around her. So I think
Okay.
you should do some animal communication sessions with her where you visualize a blue light and let her know, yes, you're important. I value you as a healer. I appreciate you wanting to send healing and loving energy to people, and I do value that. But you don't have to run up to them. You can sit, and as long as you could see them and they could see you, they can feel your energy, and it's not necessary to go up to them because they're going to know that you are a healer and that you're sending love and healing to them. And I feel you need to do it in a place where you're sitting and that you're calm. And start
Okay.
communicating communicating to her that, because I think if you just try to stop her altogether, that's not going to work.
Right.
No.
And
So-
I think it's like when it's not happening, I don't think about it. But when she's already, like, her brain's already in that mode, it's too late. She's already there. So
That's
if
why you have
I
to start. That's why you
go
have to
ahead.
start having an animal communication session with her,
Mhm.
where you put blue light around her, where you tell her, yes, I value you as a healer, and you have healing energy that you can send to help these people. But what you need to understand is you do not need to go up to them. You could sit calmly and send and project the energy to them, sitting very calmly, and they will feel the energy and they will know that you're helping them. And
Okay.
and just tell her it's not going to be helpful to them if you run up to them because you might scare them.
Okay.
So I think if you do
I will
that,
start that tonight.
yes, just do a sealing session, sir. And also I feel another crystal that would be good to have around her is some hematite.
Oh, okay. I have both hematite and black tourmaline, so I will definitely pull those out.
Maybe you could get a collar, a dog collar for her, and go to a jeweler and have him put hematite on the dog collar.
That's a great idea.
Because I think
That's
if
a great
she's wearing
idea.
it, yeah, because I think if she's wearing it and it's next to her, that's gonna calm her. She'll be calm and relaxed.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Shelley. All right, Cindy.
Okay, you've heard lots of really great ideas from the panelists, but I want you to answer this question for me, please. What is it
Sure.
that you see for your beloved pet as the future of working with that being as your spiritual partner
What do I see for her?
and
As
you in partnership working together in the future?
what I would love is I have kind of a vision of what I want my healing area to look like. And I would love just to have her either sitting, by my side while I'm doing my work, or in the corner, just calmly lying there while I'm doing what I need to do, and her keeping watch and keeping the energy at a certain level. That would be perfect. That's ideal for me.
Okay, so I'm going to encourage you, because you are a practitioner, to actually sit down and talk to her and describe that feeling so she can feel the feeling. Okay. So that you're connecting with her soul at a high level. Okay. And you're putting your two selves together at a high level for your service to humanity. Okay. Yeah, I actually had a vision of you in a past life where you worked with a wolf, and the wolf
Wow.
spirit was next to you in all of your shamanic practices. And in this lifetime, this spirit dog has come to you. But as the other practitioners have shared with you, there are some very practical things that you need to consider doing to evolve your relationship. And yes, one of the things I got on the dog level was to use a sheep herding whistle. I don't know if you know what those are. It's a special high-pitched
Yeah.
whistle that you can order. get her used to sending her out with the whistle and sending her back with a different, like 2 times on the whistle or whatever you want to determine as your comeback. So she's always listening, waiting to hear what it is and where you need her. Okay. That way you've joined together as a team. All right. Because a herding dog needs to have a job. So you're going to empower her with the dog part of her and the soul part of her. Okay. And then on the physical level, for both of you, do you know tapping?
Yes.
I would love for you to use tapping on her and you.
Okay,
And
perfect.
that way, when you get clients who also have pets, you may want to integrate that teaching in your practice as well. Tapping for animals and tapping for humans. And I think that you're going to be an amazing teacher and healer. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Great. Thanks, Cindy. All right, practitioners, anything else to share with Carrie? Go ahead, Cynthia, and then Donna.
Yeah, so I just does your dog have a lot of toys scattered around the house, or are they all in a pile?
She does not play with toys. She's the only dog I've ever had that has never been interested in. I bought her so many, and she will not play with them. Will not play with them.
So sometimes with dogs who are herders, the game that they want to play, so they're not ratters, right? Like they're not a Yorkie or a Terrier that kill, they collect, right? And they herd. So one game that you might want to try with her is, what I like to do is, if most people have their toys, the dog toys scattered around the house, is you call the dog over, make eye contact, and take each toy, put it in a basket, and then I would take the toys and throw them all over the place, and then she has to put them back in the basket. And then that's the game that you play a couple times.
We could definitely try that.
Yeah, because different breeds play with toys in different ways. So that's not really something that I don't think anyone's doing, but I think it might be a fun game for her. See if she likes it. Maybe she will, maybe she won't.
and maybe I've tried to play with her with the toys in the wrong way. Like you said, she's not, every once in a while she'll do the tug of war thing, but I had another peer and she would play like crazy with the toys, but oddly enough, she was more lazy. I don't know, it was kind of backwards, but maybe she's just wasn't interested because I wasn't playing with her in the way she wanted to be played with. That's a good point. Okay, we could try that.
That tug of war is the one game that I would discourage you from playing with your dog. And it's simply because tug of war is the game that they play in a pack to initiate rank. So it's like, hey, you want to be up for a promotion. She already feels that she's number one in the family. So if you initiate that game or play that with her, she's going to think that her position's negotiable, and it's not.
I see. Okay, I didn't know that.
Any other game
Thank you for sharing that. She will check, like if I throw a stick, she will fetch. That's the main game she'll play. So yeah. Well, thank you for that.
All right, and Donna's got something else to share.
Yeah, I had two things. One is if you do EFT on her, do you know Joan Ranquet, Ranquet? She has a wonderful. She's an animal healer, trainer, practitioner, but she has a wonderful YouTube video on how, just quick. It's like 2 minutes long, but it's for EFT for thunder, being afraid of thunder and that sort of thing. But she has her own dog there, and she's going to like this, on the dog. So it's really helpful, and it's just like 2 minutes, and you just pick it up like that. And it's just so easy. Instead of trying to think, how would I do on what I do on a person, And so that's Joan Ranquet. And then the other thing is that people, all of us have recommended that you talk with her and explain what you need and the sharing stuff. But one thing that I forgot to ask or suggest is that when you sit down, and because you're already intuitive, you're also an animal listener. Okay, you'll be able to hear her words. You might hear them out loud. You may hear them. I don't know my sentience, but you might hear it. You might, whatever. But it's really important to ask her, what do you need from me? What do you want our family to be like? How do you, is there anything that we can help you with? So let her talk to you, be open, because animal communication is a two-way street. It's not just telling her what you want and picturing in your mind the kind of behavior that you would like for her, but it's also reverse and asking her, how would you like us to speak with you, be with you, interact with you? What do you need from us to make your life full and more spiritual? Because I'm picking up, like the others were, that she's rather a higher energy level spirit, healer type thing. And you may have thought you picked her, but she picked you. And the reason that she picked you was because, I think it was Cindy. Who was that said that? Cindy, did you say that bonding for the healing? Okay, maybe it was.
I was encouraging her.
But animals pick us, not vice versa. So she already had that all planned out for your divine purpose, your contract of what you're going to do in life. And now that she's getting a little older, she'll be able to really fit in more now. She's quieting down a little bit. She's just a puppy before. And she's going to be a great helpmate. But do ask her, make it a two-way street, and always speak from your heart to her heart, and her heart back to your heart. Allow that energy to flow back and forth. Okay, that's all.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks so much, Carrie. Your dog's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love her. I named my business after her, so I love her.
All right, great. We've got Sandra next, and then April, then Amber, then Jamie. So Sandra, let's bring you up here. All right, what is your question? You said your kitty.
Yeah, my kitty's name is Nolita, and believe it or not, she's 20 and a half years old. And, so she's been with me for a good portion of my life here. And I feel like, we really bonded, and I feel like that maybe she's a spirit guide for me. And I'd like to know if she's going to be returning back to me in this life. And the reason why I ask this is because she's got cancer, and we don't know how much longer we have, with her. So it's been very upsetting to me since I learned this in February. And I guess it would be reassuring to know that, before I go, maybe I get to, interact with her again in the physical form. So I know it's not always possible, but that's kind of what I'm, thinking or wondering about.
All right. And can you say anything about how big she is, what color she is, things like that?
Oh, she's about 12 pounds. And let me do something here. If I stop the video, you should be able to
Don't
see
look,
her.
Donna. Don't look.
Can you see her?
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so take her.
Okay, I'll start the video again, just a second. Okay,
Great. So nope.
got
Okay,
it,
great.
got it.
Yeah, so Donna, she's gray and white and has green eyes. All right, great. Let's see, we've got Shelley in line, and just let's keep it brief enough, everyone. We've got a few more questions. So Shelley, Carolyn, and then Cynthia. Go ahead, Shelley. Shelley, you're muted.
Hello, Sandra.
Hi.
I feel that your cat is a spirit animal, also known as a power animal. So it does feel to me that that you have a spiritual connection with the cat, and I feel that she may have already been your cat, because I feel there was cat around you when you were a child that you were close to. I'm kind of picking up a feminine cat that could have been around you when you were a child, if not in this lifetime, that it could have been through another lifetime that you had a relationship with this cat, because I'm seeing you as a little girl, I'm seeing you as a child, and I'm seeing that the cat was pure white, and that it had blue eyes, and that it was a female, and that it wasn't really big. So you already, if not in this life as a child and a past life, had a connection with this cat, and you were a little girl and this was your cat. So there is she is definitely your power animal, and a power animal is kind of a medicine animal. That animals have attributes that they represent as power animals. And the cat, I feel, has to do with intuition, because cats are very intuitive and very much aware of not only what's going on in the physical world, but as I shared with another person today, that they also have connection to spirits, you know, and I'm feeling that there is a spirit around her that is a brown bear that is around her, that this brown bear is like her spirit animal, power animal. And the bear is all about survival. And this cat has been with you a long time. You and her have been through a lot of things together. I feel that you've had hardships in your life, and it feels, you know, financially and family wise, and it feels like throughout all the hardships that you have had, that this cat has always been there for you, you know, and has always loved you unconditionally, and that you love her unconditionally, and that you're connected spiritually. And so I do feel that when she does make her transition, we're not allowed to predict death, but you know, when she gets ready to make her transition, I do feel, yes, that you will be together again. I do feel that, you know, she will come to you, she will come back to you. And I feel it's probably not, is that from when she does make the transition, I'm looking at a 6 to 8 month period before you're going to connect with her again. You know, that within a 6 to 8 month period after her passing, then I feel you will be able to be together, and that she will come to you as a kitten, and she will be female, and she will also, and she's going to be like a pure white cat with blue eyes, the way she was with you in a past childhood.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Shelley. All right, Carolyn, Cynthia, and then Cindy. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Hi, Sandra. I picked up immediately that she has definitely been with you many lifetimes. You guys have been very strongly connected. Sometimes she's been the teacher, sometimes you've been the teacher, but you guys have lived in many different combinations, and you definitely have this very strong soul connection. So you are not finished yet in what you are doing. And she will find the perfect body and being to come in to be with you again. But just keep an eye open, you know, when the time is right. And again, like Shelley was saying, it usually takes a little time, but open up and ask her to give you a sign, to give you some information so that you are, because they will find you. You don't necessarily have to find them. And so trust that she will find you in her, whatever form it might be. And you'll know it's her. And talk to her now. Again, go back to talking to her and say, okay, when you're ready to come back, just, let me know. Send me a picture, send me some information so that you're in tune with it. But she's a very high energy frequency cat. I've seen her in many forms, not just as a house cat, but as a wild cat. You guys have been in many different forms, and sometimes you've been a man, sometimes she's been a cat. But you guys have learned a lot from each other and grown from each other. And she keeps saying that she's not finished yet with what she wants to do with you. So there's a lot more left to do. So hold on to that. She's a little frustrated with the cancer in her body because, that's just hard and she's not quite ready to go yet. But, support her and let her know that you're ready for her whenever she comes back, and just, give her as much as you can now until her time of passing, whenever that might be. So that's my 2 cents.
Thanks,
Thank
Shelley.
you. It's very comforting to know that.
Great. All right, Cynthia.
Hi, Sandra. So this is going to be a little bit like non-traditional, a little bit of like learning, but the first thing when you're speaking that I heard was anger. So I don't know whose anger it is, if it's your anger or somebody else's anger, but it feels like there's that emotion of anger. So if you can go ahead and release that within yourself as well, and give her permission to release her anger, that would, I think, help remove that emotion. Another favorite thing that I like to do is if I have an ailment, like earlier, I just cut my finger, and I like to look up online just like spiritual meaning for, cutting my pointer finger or something like that. And so I would look up for her, I would look up spiritual meaning of the type of cancer that she has and see if it relates to anything in your life in particular. So you can go ahead and address it. I certainly wouldn't want to predict or imply that you have cancer, but as many of the other communicators have indicated, you've had a lot of relationships with this being in the past, and you want the relationship to help each other grow, but sometimes those lines get blurred and it becomes a little bit like codependent. And so just check yourself out to make sure that you're healthy and you're good, so that you're not like, we can't heal something for someone else if it's not ours. So she can't heal something of yours and you can't heal something of hers. So just go ahead and I would encourage yourself to get checked out. The other thing too is I want to show you very quickly how you can touch her if she'll allow you to do this. It's a technique that induces the alpha brainwave state, which is where all healing naturally occurs in people and pets. So if she doesn't want you to touch her, that's fine. You can just like practice on your arm or your leg, and all the animals around you will go into a very zen state. But what you can do is I like to practice on like the inner part of my arm, and I take 2 fingers like this, because our hands transmit a lot of energy that pushes, and it's not a massage, it's just a touch. And we're going to be activating a certain layer on the outside of the cat's body. So you're just going to go in a circle like this. Oh, wow, that looks weird because it's backwards. But I'm going in a clockwise motion. I'm right-handed, and I go about the size of like a sand dollar, and I'm barely touching myself. So it's like the pressure if you had a feather and you're putting it against your skin. So it's by no means a deep tissue massage. It's activating the top layer of their skin or fur. And you just go like this. And if you practice any sort of like meditation, or you're sensitive to energy, your mind starts kind of getting really lightheaded. And that's a good sign that the energy is being received. So all you're doing is activating their natural relaxation meridians. There, it doesn't matter where you do it. I don't encourage you to do it on the head, but probably like their side or their back, just, and the slower the better.
Oh,
Like if you think you're going like too slow, you're probably not going slow enough. So I'd recommend that. And just a couple minutes a day is fine. You can do it while you're watching TV. A lot of times, they'll take as much energy as they want, and then they'll run away when they're like, all right, I've had enough. So you'll know. It's very, very relaxing for them. And it works on all animals, I should say, it works on cats, dogs, horses, any being pretty much.
so
That's it.
I can do that any area except for the head. I think I heard you say.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where you're doing it. It's just like that you're doing it. And if she doesn't want you to touch you can just like do it when she's in the area, like within like 5 to 7 feet of you, and just do it like on your thigh or on your arm. And it doesn't matter, like we're all connected anyways. And you'll see, like, I don't know what the reaction of cats is. Generally the dogs will like yawn or they'll like start licking me when they do that because they're showing their appreciation. I haven't done it directly on a cat, but I do know that it works on all animals.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Cindy's next.
Okay, Sandra. As you've heard from many of us on the panel, you've spent many lifetimes with this being. When I listened to Nolita, she told me that you have a soul earth contract and a star contract together. And that she's been with you for 9 lifetimes. I even quizzed her on that. It's like 9 lives. Are you sure? No.
Wow.
And then she says, this time it's my time to be your spirit guide on the other side. I help you to use your medium skills. As you look inside my eyes, we journey to the other realms. You are a storyteller. Did you know that?
I do that in my art.
And you're a storyteller for children
Oh,
to learn about animals and how to listen to animals. I see you writing books or telling their stories, however you want to put them out there. And I see Nolita as a panther and the energy of panther for you. Does this resonate with you?
yes, I'm not sure about the panther, but actually many people have said with my art, you should, consider putting it into a children's book and etc. So, yeah.
And then I'm going to ask Laureli if she would look at the cat's eyes. I know, Laureli, you maybe haven't done this very much, but I think you will see a lot of wisdom in this particular cat's eyes, if you would mind taking time. Thank you.
Oh, it went away really quickly. Can you look again? Or can you show me again?
Yeah.
Sandra, thank you.
Here you go.
The biggest thing that I'm getting is a seriousness of focus, like an intense purpose. So it's not, it has a calm flavor that's a bit more like scholar, but it's just very, very intentional. That's the biggest thing that I'm picking up on. But you can come back, Sandra.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laureli. I think that's quite accurate. This cat is a teacher and has been many times a teacher in your lifetimes. Do you know how to shapeshift, Sandra?
No.
Well, I would suggest you look it up
Okay.
and practice and shapeshift into panther, will you? in the presence of this great being, Nolita, and see what happens. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy. All right, Donna, go ahead.
Ready for me?
Yep, we're ready for you.
Okay, so this is what she was showing me. She said, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but she's saying because you guys have been together so long, over so many physical lifetimes, but also you've been together in spiritual lifetimes, like somebody mentioned star contract. So you guys have been together star writing or whatever you do. I don't know. I'm not into that too much, but you've been together in all kinds. So she's not, she's wanting you to remember those when you go to sleep or when you meditate. She wants you to remember those because what she's telling me is, I don't want, no, I don't want that. She's saying that you're grieving for her being sick and you're grieving for her passing are, she's putting quotes around non-essential. All right. In other words, she's saying that you know from your spiritual side that there's no difference between here and there, except maybe a warm fur to touch, but there's absolutely no difference. And I like, somebody said that she is going to be your instructor on the other side. And I got that, and I don't mean forever or anything, but it was so funny when I think Cindy, I think, said about you doing a book. And I immediately saw, okay, I don't know how you do your work, but I immediately saw your hand with a brush, like an artist's brush, and this white paw came down and was guiding your hand with the white paw in your drawing. So that to me was telling me that she's going to be helping you create that work, because she said it's important that the young people begin to learn the connection between spirit and physical, the idea that we're all related, totally, this side, that side. So she said she understands that you're sad, but she would really, really like it if you could please remember her after she crosses, and all of the most happy times that you could possibly have. And she's requesting this time, could you please make her a little book about herself? And she'd like to have you do some quick drawings. I don't know what kind of drawings you do, but I'm kind of seeing like the line drawings, but capturing her essence, like her fun, eating, jumping up in your lap, stuff that you know that she did. And just make her a little book. She's shown me about this big and about that big. And she said that would honor her greatly. So,
Wow. I've been doing lots of paintings with her and me interacting. And I've just finished 3 of them. So
there you go. You almost have your book done for her. That's cool. Very good. Very good. So yeah, so I understand how grievously sad you get when an animal is getting ready to cross over. It's just unbelievable, the depth of it, but also because she's so close one in spirit with you that it comforts you, I hope, to know that she's around. And yeah, she'll be around even after she crosses. She be in your lap, up on your pillow. Okay. I wish you the very best here.
thank you.
All right, thanks so much. Does anyone else have anything else to share with Sandra? Any other practitioners? Okay, great. Thank you so much, Sandra, for sharing her with us and asking questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, we've got April, Amber, and Jamie next in line, and someone's asking if we have space for one more question. We may have space for one more question. Sometimes a few practitioners will stay late. If we don't get to your question, I'll gladly give you a refund. So that's the best answer I can give. I just put in the chat again the information for how to pay if you'd like to do that. If you do pay, please do let me know in the chat that you've paid, so I make sure I get you in line. Okay, great. And I'm going to ask a question for her. So Carrie asked me in private chat, one other question she was wondering about asking was whether she could possibly be an animal healer, animal communicator. And I told her, yes, I definitely think so. And she had a question about how to get that going. So I know we got to go on to another question, but practitioners, if any of you want to share anything with her in the chat, she's the one that just asked a question before, a couple before, that'd be great too. All right. I know Donna had some resources for how to get started with some other online courses, and I'm sure our practitioners can do some I think might mentor people too. All right, April is next. All right, April. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. That's you. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for doing this. This is really very informative. I have recently become a level 2 Reiki practitioner, and I want to specialize in animals. I have 2 amazing dogs that one of them has some medical issues, some hip dysplasia, things like that. So I just want to make sure that what I'm doing for them is giving them everything that they need. We've also been through some upheaval in the last few years, and I want to make sure that they are settled and that they are comfortable where they are.
I know I had a little bit of trouble hearing you. So practitioners, did you get everything you need from that?
Okay. Did anybody miss anything? Do I need to repeat anything?
You said you're a practitioner, you specialize in animals, and you asked if you're giving them everything that they need. Are they
Yeah, so we've been through a little bit of an upheaval the last few years, and I just want to make sure that they are settled and comfortable where they are right now, and that if there's anything that I'm not doing for them that I should be doing for them.
And is this animals in your practice, or these are your animals?
These are mine. They're my dogs.
2 dogs. Okay, great.
Yeah,
and
I have 2. Yeah.
How old are, well, what are their names? How old are they?
I have Maximus and Ruby. I know that there's a cartoon Max and Ruby, but they were not named after that. But they're Max will be 10 in December and Ruby will be 8 on July 11th.
Okay, great. What breeds are they? Or mixed?
They're German Shepherds. They're both Shepherds. They're about 90 pounds each.
And are they classic coloration, both short hair?
No, no, they're not. Max is, I actually have a picture. I know Donna doesn't want to see them, so I'll put it up. Don't look. If you can see them, I don't know if you can see them. Let me see. Max is the one that's a little larger. Ruby's a little bit smaller. They're really pretty happy dogs, but I just want to make sure that they are as healthy as they can be, and that I'm providing them with whatever they need, or if I'm giving them everything that they need.
And are they related?
They're not.
Okay. And you don't have any particular concern at the moment. You're just
I do with Max. Max has some medical issues that I've been trying to address, particularly with the Reiki, making sure that his hips are as healthy as they can be. He's 10, so I know that there's some limitations with that, but I want to make sure that, the Reiki that I'm doing is the right Reiki for him, and that, Ruby isn't being left out, and that she's getting everything that she needs as well. She's a little healthier than he is. She has some skin issues, but other than that, she's really a very healthy dog.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right,
Sure.
Cynthia is ready to dive in.
Yeah, hi. So I just confirmed and looked this up, but with German Shepherds, it's hereditary, the hip dysplasia. And one thing that kind of makes it worse, that is kind of low key right now, that a lot of people aren't talking about, is if they wear that gray flea and tick collar, it actually makes it a lot worse.
I don't use any of that stuff on
Okay, good. Yeah, there's been a lot of cases that have gone like underreported about that. So yeah. So I'm glad that you're not using that, because that's definitely not a help. The other thing is, it's actually my specialty to help dogs walk again. So I'm really glad that we're connected, and I do it all remotely. But in the meantime, what I would recommend, and this is something I know we're not supposed to like promote ourselves, but you can get very affordable stem cells for for pets or for humans, but I sell them for pets, and they've, you know, I've had to use them on some of my clients to give it kind of like if stem cells can help regenerate something in the body. It's definitely something well worth looking into. And the last thing is to, if you're doing Reiki, I've gotten really creative with it over the years. And because it is hereditary, I would really encourage you to send Reiki to the DNA of the dogs, as well as ask and communicate with them to kind of in a certain way, like separate from like needing to have the hip dysplasia with the breed.
Okay.
You know, because there's a collective, it's called sorry, it's getting late for me, it's called the oversoul. Connect with the oversoul of the German shepherds.
Okay.
And separate them, the hip dysplasia, for your dogs and any other dogs that want the healing. You can send Reiki to that as well to kind of make it so that they're not having this hereditary condition for another dog. And yeah.
So it sort of breaks that.
Yeah, I mean, you can keep sending Reiki and keep asking the DNA to transform.
Okay.
There's also a really good book. It's a little bit out there, but Access Consciousness, which I have done a lot of, has this really great book called, I think it's called like Heal the Animals or something like that, by Gary Douglas. And they have all these amazing body processes that you would have to pay like $1,600 for if you took the class, but for $9.99 on Kindle, you just sort through the book, and you know, it just requires a hands-on healing. There's one called Cellular Memory, and MTBSS, and those can be run on humans or dogs, but it's, you know, there's a ton of great processes in there that are kind of really amazing processes that I have run on me on a regular basis, and then I'll do on the animals, and it's very effective.
Okay.
But I would really love to connect with you outside if you want.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be wonderful.
So my information is in the chat. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Great, thank you. All right, who else has something for April? Go ahead, Cindy.
So those two are an amazing couple, working team, you know. Yes, yes, and yes. You got your hands full on that one.
They're very close.
Yeah. Okay, so I was looking at you as a soul and your path with Reiki just a little bit, just like Cynthia was, giving you some new tools for your toolbox and your healing practices. And what came up for you was dog massage, to become a certified dog massage practitioner, and to integrate Reiki and dog massage, and the access bars actually would be excellent for you. And it's a pathway that would bridge between your human patients and your animal patients. And I see it actually as a practice. You know, you might even call yourself a doctor of animal Reiki and, you know, massage or whatever. But
so that's really nice to know, because I've really been questioning whether or not this is the right direction for me. I've been in the same job for 30 years. And so this is a very, I don't know the word for it, but it's a little bit scary for me.
Yeah.
Leap of faith would be the right thing. Yes. So.
Okay. Yeah. How old are you?
50.
Okay. So you haven't gone through Chiron return yet. Okay. So I'm not an astrologer, but around the age of between 56 and 58, Chiron enters the picture for all of us and kind of sets us on a new path where you have to surrender to what was and move forward to what is. And so you're in perfect and divine timing as you go forward in learning these new skills to bring them forward. One thing I was looking at were your dog's paws. And I would like you to practice Reiki but aligning yourself with the higher energies that are coming into the planet. Open yourself up to your star contract. I don't know, do you know what light language is?
No.
You can Google that. And I would like to encourage you to put your hands just up like this when the person is giving the light language, and see which light language vibes to you. When I look at you energetically, and this is the psychic side of me coming out, you carry what's called the Pleiadian energy frequencies, which are known as the healer's healer. So you come in to help other healers to maximize their own abilities as well. And as you join with the animal community, and you bring through the healers of them as well. And so I'd like to encourage you to practice Reiki and making your dogs Reiki masters. Okay. Yeah. And watch this amazing path that you're on. And I want you to visualize that every time that once they've got the Reiki symbols in their paws, that they are, wherever they go, they are transmuting and transmitting this solar Reiki energy that the planet is asking the animal kingdom to bring through. So I hope that helps you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Cindy. All right. Anyone else? Oh, Donna, go ahead. Donna, you're muted.
Maximus and Ruby are not coming into me. I didn't really call them in, but they're not seemingly needing to present themselves to me. But what I got was, you were asking about the Reiki being the right type. And what the words that came to me were, your dogs are stepping stones. So in some way, they working on them or with them will help you to move upward into whatever it is you're going to be doing. I did want to mention here in Washington State, there's several schools that have popped up with acupressure practitioners. And it's really, I'm too old to even start to put all that new information into my brain, but there's acupuncturists also who work on animals here, and that's really, really very helpful. I mean, I've known people that took their pets, and it really is wonderful. But acupressure is another whole different type of presentation. So if your dog is having stiffness issues or joint issues, you might check into that. I have no idea how it works. I just know that my friends did it for their pets, had made appointments for them, and it really, really helped. So, whatever that spiritual energy is, it works.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
Yes, I wanted to just second that. I think acupuncture and physical therapy are great, depending on, because it just gives you exercises to help support their back end and their hips. And the acupuncture is amazing. If you can find a good pet acupuncturist, a vet acupuncturist, that can really help a lot. I know we use that a lot on our dog, and it's made a big difference.
Wonderful.
Or even chiropractic too, just to make sure. So kind of that combination of all of those things, plus the Reiki, what you're doing, any other energy healing, all of those things support, because I think it's not just one thing, it's a combination of all of these different things to help give them the support that they need.
Gotcha.
So
thank you.
Be my thing. And they're a very dynamic duo.
I take them to work with me quite often.
Oh, good. They like that. They really like that a lot. They want to be part of what you're doing, and they're very much of a team, and so they want to work with you and help you, support you as well. So there you go.
Thank you so much.
All right. Anyone else? All right. Thank you so much, April.
Thank you.
Very welcome. All right, let's see. Next, we've got Amber. All right, Amber, I'm gonna bring you up to the front here. All right, go ahead.
Awesome, great. I'm so glad I found this channel because I was on last night and got some really good advice for something else. But I'm going to talk about my dog. She's a 4-year-old yellow Labrador. Her name's Sadie. I don't have a direct question, but the scenario, she had developed a mast cell tumor, and we just had surgery and had that removed a couple weeks ago. And around the same time, I had a calico 1-year-old cat who passed away with, she didn't have any issues that we knew about. So I'm just kind of wondering what might be coming through that's going on with my animals, if it's outside interference or if it's just bad luck, or like what's going on. And my dog was beside me the first like half an hour of this, so she's wanting to express something, because I wasn't really going to ask a question tonight, but here I am.
Yeah, thanks so much for sharing. All right, Carolyn, go ahead.
Hey, Amber. I'm sorry for your loss of your kitty cat. That's always so hard. What I'm picking up is there's a lot of electromagnetic frequencies around you that are interfering, and I think your animals are really picking them up, and it's really having a negative impact on them. And there's also a little bit of them picking up emotions and stuff from you as well. So it's like between the two. And I think your kitty cat just got overwhelmed, and it's very strong where you are. So, you know, there are different ways you could bring in protection to your house to help neutralize electromagnetic frequencies, but especially with the 5G coming in now, those things are really hard. You know, the computers, everything going on. So if there's any way for you to incorporate some protection in the house, I think that will help them a lot, and it will help you as well. And I know with the energy medicine that I do, I can help protect with that, as you know, supporting, you know, energy medicine is a great way to counteract that and to give some support and protection as well. I'm sure there are other modalities as well that help with that as well, but you can really strengthen and support. And if you can incorporate some energetic protection around your house and around the animals, you know, just ask, you know, you can bring in like Archangel Michael and ask him to put a protective bubble around you and your house and your animals. That will start to help bring in some protection. And then whatever other energies, you know, you can do in the house to help neutralize the electromagnetic frequencies. So that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Thanks, Carolyn. We've got Cynthia and then Shelley. Go ahead, Cynthia.
Oh,
Sure. Yeah, I was definitely picking up that it was more environmental than anything. So what I would do is I would see if you can get someone to grid your property or where you live. I can't tell if you're in an apartment or what, but they have grid workers. And they can, I would get, it's definitely environmental. Can you hear me?
Not you. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you. Sorry, Amber says
Oh.
something about where they live. Amber, what did you want to say?
I'm in a townhouse.
In a townhouse. So I would have somebody grid your townhouse and your property. And what that is it's basically realigning the land with the natural grid lines and allowing the discordant energy to start to leave. So that, I think that would definitely help.
Who do you ask to do that? Who does that?
Oh God. So one person that, there's someone here who does it. Yeah.
Okay.
I have 2 people that just go out into nature and do it all the time. I actually know 3 people. Where do you live?
I'm north of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I have someone here in New York who could probably I don't know if it can be done remotely, but I can ask her if she knows someone. Her name is Susan Eller. She has a business called Fido and Felix, so you can reach out to her directly. But whoever you feel called to work with to do grid work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Shelley. You have to unmute again. I had muted you. Shelley, did you get that? You're next. We can't hear you, Shelley. You have to unmute. Shelley.
Hi, Amber. I feel that you need to have you yourself or have a healer. You might ask Cynthia because she's a healer. That there's some energy that needs to be cleared in the lower chakras of the dog, the one that just had the tumor removed. Yeah, it feels like there's some energy around the dog's root chakra and around the spleen chakra, the sacral chakra, which is right between the solar plex and root chakra. It feels like there is some energy there. I think that the surgery helped, but there is some energy there that may be causing the dog a little bit discomfort. You know, I don't feel she's in a lot. I don't feel your dog's in a lot of pain. That there might be some discomfort because there's some blockage in the lower chakras that need to be cleared out. So maybe that's something that Cynthia could help you with if she does. You know, do you do long distance healing, Cynthia? That's something you might want to connect with her, because I feel I've never met her before, but I really feel a lot of light, a white light around her, and a lot of pink around her, which is love, and that she's a good healer. And not only healing, you know, connecting with your pet on a physical level, but she has a lot of compassion. And I feeling that love energy and that healing energy will help clear the chakras. Because like I said, I don't think the dog's in pain, but there could be a little discomfort in the lower chakras, and the dog may still be recuperating from surgery. I feel sleeping a lot, but may be a little bit upset, you know, over having to have surgery, you know, because it's something physical that was done to her. You know, and she needs to understand that you did it because you love her and it was for her, you know, and you want her to be well. Because she seems to have some, be upset or have some anxiety around the surgery. So I would contact Cynthia.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Shelley. All right, Donna.
You're welcome.
Hi, Amber. I have a question for you. You're north of Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you near Gibsonia?
I'm about 25 minutes away. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was born and raised. My dad worked in the coal mines there. So, well, I know the area quite well. So,
Okay. Yeah. Very cool.
yeah. First of all, when your screen was up the first time, I saw her sitting there and she was staring, and I'm like, she's sending a message, but I wasn't, you know, I wasn't really paying attention, but she was really staring at the screen. I don't know, you probably didn't see because you had your back to her. But
I definitely saw it.
Yeah. So, okay. So are there any high tension wires around you? Big high tension wires around overhead?
I'm not sure.
Within a mile?
What's that?
Within a mile of your place? You know, the big high tension wires, the great big ones.
Your bigger electrical
Like the new-
wires? Or which do you?
Electric wires. Yeah.
Probably because I'm right beside like the shopping centers.
No, these will be bringing the electric from the dams and stuff down to other areas. You know, they're huge.
It,
Yeah.
It's a larger, usually a metal structure. It's not just one pole. It's a larger structure that holds many wires, and they're larger wires. So you'll want to go looking to see if those are around you. But yeah,
Yeah.
Donna, if it's within a mile, I would think there would be, but
Yeah, they're really bad news. Anyway, they do cause cancers. So, I would never recommend anybody living around, under, or through them. So one of the things that you might, somehow, I don't know how you do this, but I do know that if you ask some questions around, there's some equipment you can get to take into your townhouse and just check all of the rooms to see where there's electromagnetic energy emanating. Okay, because it might not be high tension wires, but there might be something in your house. I mean, because there's micros, TVs, all kinds of stuff, but sometimes even in the wall, there might be something that's releasing electromagnetic energy. So I don't know how you do that, but I do know that you can ask around. If you know an electrician friend or somebody, they can bring that in and go around the rooms and check that for you. Now, on a more psychic level, if you do, there's a crystal called fluorite, and activated fluorite, you can just ask it to activate itself. And fluorite, now it is toxic, so don't let the kids hold it. It's kind of like, I don't know, but don't let kids play with it, okay? But you can use that to go through your home, and that will push back against that electromagnetic energy and deactivate it. Okay, so then that's about all the practical stuff I have, but this is so funny. Okay, so I asked her why she was staring, at the screen. And she said, tell my mom that she needs to connect to you guys, meaning all of us here. She needs to connect to you. You take her in and teach her, and I will help her learn. So I don't know if you're interested in animal communication, if you're interested in psychic abilities, but that was the message. She was most adamant that, so you can contact me or any of the rest of us if you want, a deeper information from her, but I don't know where you are on that scale, dear.
Yeah, I have clairs that are opening up, and I feel like I understand what she's telling me half the time, and I've been asking for a mentor. So that's cool.
He's sending it. Laureli, can you explain to her about this is a great place for you to be, dear, because Laureli, explain to her about the class.
So we've started recently some learning. We started learning circles, practice circles, and training panels. So the learning circles are where we have 3 or 4 practitioners that offer exercises to help you open your intuition, so you get experience with different modalities and different teachers. And Donna's in the next one that we have, that is Friday, July 16, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. So that's just an example, but we have different practitioners all the time. And definitely, if you feel drawn to a practitioner, I encourage you to reach out to them and talk to them and follow that practitioner. Really, it's different styles and different approaches and different energies. And yeah, from your presence on the panel yesterday, I definitely think that you have gifts. So I'm not surprised that you have openings happening. Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anyone else have something to share with Amber? Oh, Cindy, go ahead.
To the point of the EFTs that are bothering you and everyone else in that building, I don't know if you know that there is a product called Organite. Are you familiar with that? You can find that in metaphysical stores. It's probably sold online. It takes.
I've heard of it.
I'm sorry?
I've heard of it.
Yeah. And it comes in different forms, and you can place that in a grid form in your apartment. And then you can, so to create a sacred grid, okay, the way that I usually work with clients is I have them use crystals usually, but in your case, I think Organite would be most appropriate. And if you can afford it, I would do it for the base of the property where you live. Okay, so is that just one tall building?
Yeah, there's just 2 apartments here.
Oh, all right. Then I would purchase at least 5 and put them in the 4 corners and then 1 in the central point of your apartment. Then call to your soul, to your higher self, to source energy, connect as a beam of light, and then direct that energy to form a base of a pyramid of light. Using your finger, trace each direction slowly until the base is connected. Connect to source at the top. You being the channel of light, connect through the central orgonite that you put in your property and connect the rest. So you made 1 pyramid of light above you, and then you're going to make another pyramid of light into the earth. If you want to go even further into that, you can see these 2 pyramids of light coming together as Merkaba. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I've been doing, I've been using that and putting that on for like psychic attacks and stuff recently.
And you can program it so that it keeps the building from receiving and transmuting the EFTs to you and all the people in the building for that matter. I hope that helps you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Anyone have anything else for Amber? Thanks, Amber, for coming back again. It's great.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Oops, sorry. All right, let's see. We've got, is it Jamie next? I'm not sure how you pronounce your name. Jaime? Jamie? Oh, yes, yes, yes. All right, great.
Hey, it's Jamie.
Jamie, all right, Jamie, what is your question?
Okay, I have a couple of them. My first one that has been on my mind for years is I had a boxer. He was about 11 years old and seemed like he was in perfect health, and he passed away with, I mean, just out of the blue. And I just want to kind of see if anybody picks up on that. I do have a picture of him.
Let's see, and what was his name?
Kincaid.
Kincaid, and then what type of dog? Oh, boxer, and then okay. And then what color? They're usually brown.
He was like a brown brindle, brown with the black stripes and a black mask.
Okay,
and he had
great.
floppy ears.
Yeah, it's possible some want to see him. Some of you do want to see him. Okay, so yeah, Donna is looking away. Go ahead.
Okay, let me pull up the picture right quick. All right, let me.
Yeah. Get it a little closer to your phone. Yeah, we're having trouble with focus. Okay, it's coming in right there. Okay. Yeah, we can see him. Okay,
That was him laying on the couch, and he knew he wasn't supposed to be on the couch.
okay, great. That's probably enough. That's great. Everyone's laughing. Go ahead and pull him away so Donna knows to. Okay, Donna, you can come back in. So flip your phone around too. It's on your, it's facing away from you.
Okay, hang on just a second. Okay, there we go.
Great. Okay, that was one of your questions. And then, so you wanted to know if we have, did you want us to connect with him? Did you want us to give you something about what happened, or what would you like?
Yeah, just to know what happened, because like the night that he passed, I remember it so vividly. In the middle of the night, I remember hearing him up moving around, and I remember telling him, you know, lay down, go back to sleep. And that next morning, it was on a weekend, and I had woke up, went to the bathroom, and I thought he was sleeping, and he had passed away, and I didn't realize it at first. And then it completely broke my heart because he was my boy.
Yeah. And then you said you had a second question. It's usually good if we have both at once. So
Okay. A year ago this month, we adopted a pit bull named Luna.
sorry, you
And she's
adopted
a blue,
which
a blue pit bull. And she was 3 years old when we adopted her. And she's always been very skittish and shy of men. And I just kind of, she has her certain little ways about her, like she won't go walking very far without our Rottweiler. She has to be connected to him, you know, like I said, she is skittish of men. So I don't know if maybe she was abused before we got her, or what, but I've got her in here with me also.
and so you're wanting some insight about what to do with her. Is that correct?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And you said a blue pit bull. I'm not sure what the blue is. It the gray color? What is the blue with her?
Yeah, it's the gray color.
Okay, great.
And what's her name?
Luna.
Yeah, great name. All right. Okay, great. Yeah. So practitioners may mix up information about both of them. All right. And she looks like Shelley is ready. So Shelley, go ahead. You're muted.
There was a man that she's a very sweet dog. I feel that she's has a very loving and gentle nature. She's a really very sweet dog, and I feel she's really bonding with the Rottweiler. You know, that they're bonding with each other. The Rottweiler feels like he's become her father. You know, because she's around him, and the Rottweiler doesn't mind her being around him. And the Rottweiler, I feel, does sense that there is emotionally the Rottweiler is feeling that, you know, that she has been hurt. And the Rottweiler feels very protective of her. And I feel that they have that he is it's very healing for her to have this dog in her life. You know, to be with her, because he watches over her. He protects her, and it seems like, you know, she doesn't want to. She's feeling, I'm disappointing you, and she doesn't want you to be disappointed in her, you know, because it's going to take her time to adjust to this new home life, where she's not used to being shown love and kindness. I feel she was alienated a lot. She spent time in the yard. She was by herself. And that's why I feel she's afraid to go out by herself, you know, because she was by herself a lot and alienated. And I feel that there was some neglect, and that the man that owner was not nice to her. I won't go into the details, but I'll just say he wasn't nice to her. So it's taking her time to open up her heart space and accept that she's in a place where she's safe, where she's loved, you know, and she just has this feeling that she's disappointing you, because the man was always shouting at her like she did something wrong all the time. And so she has this, so it's really important for you to communicate to her that I'm very proud, I'm very happy to have you in this household as a family member. You're a perfect addition to the family. We love you, we want you, and we're not disappointed in you. We feel that you're a very beautiful dog and very loving, and she is very smart too. She's a very smart dog. The other dog is smart too. They're both very intelligent. And so I think that your spirit guides, you know, I feel with the spirit of the boxer, because it looks like it was sometime after the boxer passed away that you got her. And I feel it's the spirit of the boxer that led you to her. That he's the one that led you to her, because she was supposed to be with you and be a part of the family. And you just need to let her know how smart she is, how pretty she is, how special she is. that how happy you are to have her. You have to communicate with her. When you communicate with an animal, always kind of visualize blue around them. Because
Okay.
blue is kind of a color of intuition. If you're tuning into that blue energy, you'll be able to communicate with her. And just let her know, because I think she's going to be fine. I think it's just a period of adjustment, for her. And she's always really close to that walk rider. And I just feel that she doesn't want to be outside by herself.
Yeah, see, that's when we take, if I try to walk her by herself, she will go just a little ways up the road. And once she realizes it's only her, she will drag me back down to our driveway.
Yeah, she definitely does spend a lot of time in isolation by herself. And so she has some fear about that. So you just need to let her know, that this is your permanent home, and you don't have to be afraid, because I'm not leaving you outdoors. Yeah.
Okay. Because that even when she goes outside by herself, she's learned how to get up under our fence with the neighbors. So I have to let her and the Rottweiler go out separate. But she'll go do her business and she comes right back up to the door.
Yeah, she does. It's because of the spirit she had being isolated outdoors all the time.
And the only thing that does worry me with the bond that her and our Rottweiler has is because he's older also. He's 11 years old. He's older.
Yeah.
He's he's 8 years old.
Yeah.
So the bigger dogs don't have as long of a lifespan. So it just it makes me sad for both of them in a sense, because she has connected with him so closely.
She loves him. Oh, she loves him.
And it's so funny because when the kids, start playing with her and she'll start jumping around towards the kids, our Rottweiler Diesel will kind of like hover over top of her and start barking at her, kind of like telling her she needs to stop.
Yeah. And she's not trying to hurt the kids.
Yeah, and that's, I think that he's trying to be that protector and that father figure saying, no, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, because she hasn't been trained. And I think she's just trying, she gets excited and she's happy and she wants to play with the kids and she doesn't mean it. But I think the Rottweiler is there to kind of calm her down. And it's really great that she has him as a father figure for her. And I think she's going to be fine. I think this is new to her. This is a new home. She has to get used to you and the Rottweiler. It's going to take her some time to feel safe. So always maybe get a turquoise crystal. A turquoise is kind of a healing color. It's blue. And maybe, have her lay down and maybe put the turquoise crystal over, get a rose quartz for her heart, put the rose quartz on her heart, and then put the blue turquoise on her, solar plex. So she can feel the energy. Because I think she's going to turn out to be a really good dog, but you do have to talk to her and reassure her that you're never going to leave her alone. She can't be by herself. And it might be good maybe to go out in the yard with her. She might feel more comfortable.
That's what I normally do. I walk out on the back deck and, that way she'll finally go off the deck and she'll go do her business and then we come back in.
But she's going to be a great dog.
Well, she already is. I mean, I can only see, good things in her future.
Yeah.
So, and she's the sweetest, most loving.
Oh, she's a great dog. Very, very sweet. And she's extremely smart. And the Rottweiler's smart. You have two intelligent dogs.
Yes.
And I feel that the boxer was having the night that it was, passed away. I don't think it had heart problems, but for some reason, it looks like its blood pressure may have been too low.
Okay.
Well, there might have been something with the heart beating slow and then the blood pressure being slow.
Okay, because he was known to, he had a few seizures throughout his lifetime, but the vet could never find anything.
Yeah, I think it is that the heart kind of slowed down, and I don't think it had a seizure. I just think the heart slowed down and it had a hard time breathing, and the blood pressure got really low. Sometimes there's no reason why the animal passed away, just maybe that it was time to go.
Right.
But
And that's
but he was not. I just want you to know it. He went to sleep and he didn't suffer.
great. That makes me happy.
Yeah. And I think it was just his time to go, because I think that, we have like a soul contract. Animals have a soul contract with people. They're only supposed to be with you a certain amount of time. I think this boxer had a soul contract. It was the time for the boxer to leave, because you were supposed to go rescue the pit bull, and you're supposed to bring the pit bull home.
Okay. I still feel like he's with me, and there's times where just out of the blue, his name will come out.
Yeah, he's around. He's around. He's the spirit guide to the animals.
That's wonderful.
It was very nice connecting with you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Shelley. All right, we've got Carolyn and then Donna. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Hi, Jamie.
Hello.
It's nice to see you here this evening. As far as Kincaid, that's what I picked up. I picked up a heart attack. I picked up, he was pacing around because he was having troubles. He was feeling stuff. And I think he was trying to get your attention, and, and it's not your fault. There's no blame, he was uncomfortable, and that's why he was pacing. And it was like, he couldn't figure out what was going on. And again, I don't think he suffered very much. I think it was very quick and very painless that he went through, but his heart stopped. There was something going on with his heart, and it was not great. He feels really bad that he left like that. He was very upset. He says he's still very much around you, and he's helping you and supporting you. So just ask for him, mention his name, and he will be around, and he's trying to help and support you from the other side as much as he can. So not to feel like it was in vain, or there was anything wrong. And sometimes their bodies, like ours, just give out. There's not always a lot we can do about it. And as Shelley was saying, when it's our time, it's our time. So, but at least it was quick, it was painless, and he didn't suffer. He went very quickly. So it felt like there was some sort of low grade heart issue going on in there, and it just didn't connect. So something happened there. And then as far as Luna, your pit bull, definitely had a traumatic experience before you got her, and she doesn't have the socialization, she doesn't have the training, she doesn't have the education of how to kind of act as a normal dog. If she was outside chained up or whatever, in a kind of a more abusive situation, so
she was kept in a crate a lot.
Right, so she has no idea of how to be a normal, happy, healthy dog. This is one area where the energy medicine is great at helping to remove the emotional trigger and the emotional experience from that past to help her move forward. Animals are great at letting it go once you kind of tap in and can clear out that emotion. Once she's doing that, and then also just help to bring in some confidence and courage so that she starts to feel like she knows what she's doing. And her relationship with your Rottweiler, the Rottweiler is trying to help her kind of break her in, like she's like if she had been a puppy or something, she hasn't had that training. But it might be a good idea for you to do some training with her to help her, teach her how to play with your kids so she doesn't get too rough, or I don't know how old your kids are, but you want her, she's a big, strong dog. Yes. And you want to make sure that she understands certain behaviors are not the best for her to be doing with other people, so she doesn't hurt somebody if she gets excited, or, you know, who knows what. So just some general training would be very good. But again, I think the energy medicine would be a great way to help clear out the past, clear out anything that's there, and help her to move forward and get her back in balance so she can start to be the wonderful dog that she's meant to be with you.
Okay.
So that is my recommendation.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Thanks, Carolyn. Go ahead, Donna.
Hi.
Hello.
As the other people mentioned, I immediately saw her heart. And at first I thought that, I mean, it was a birth defect of some kind, okay? And at first I thought it was a valve, but I'm kind of leaning towards too much to explain here, but there's a sinoatrial node that controls the beat of the heart. And so
Okay.
somehow that's in the wall near the valves, and somehow that feedback, anyway, I just saw her heart just stop, just boom, like that. And she said, this is her words, no guilt, comma, mom. Okay, that's like exclamation point. She said she chose to leave in that manner to protect you. She wanted to have a quick death. She didn't want to have a long lingering illness for you to worry about her and try to heal her. So it was done with love and compassion for you, as well as it was a choice that she made of how she was going to cross this time before she, you know, they have a soul contract. So she had already decided that's what she wanted to experience. She said, I would not have you feel responsible. That's her words. She said, you can honor me by accepting the way that I chose to cross over. And she said, the lovely energy that we shared can be continued in the physical. I'll get to the spiritual in a minute, but it can be continued in the physical. And this our new little girl. So I assume she's referring to your little people. And she said, but in the spiritual, she is with you at all times now. And because she's protecting you and directing you and helping you make good choices. So, and I saw her, she's a big dog, but I saw her floating like, you know, one of those balloons in the Macy's Day Parade where they have, you know, that's great. She's floating over your bed, but taking care of you while you sleep, I guess. So then she said to tell you that the Rottweiler is teaching her pack behavior because she doesn't know what dogs do. So the Rottweiler is teaching her what she should be doing as a dog, and also her place in the family. So not only she have to, the poor thing, she not only has to learn dog pack behavior, but she also has to learn your family acceptance of behavior. So he and your boxer is helping her constantly with that. And he said, anytime his name comes up in your mind, that just means that he's just popped up and he's kind of leaning on your shoulder. And he said, one thing that you need to do spiritually for this new little one is that you need to talk to her directly by herself and say, I accept you totally with love, just the way you are. You are beautiful, you're complete, and you are accepted. You don't have to change anything for us. You're beautiful as you are.
Okay.
So he asked you to tell her that. So otherwise, he's a beautiful spiritual animal, and he's still looking after you. So maybe one night when you look up from your bed, you'll see a big
ginormous boxer above my bed.
Yeah. So good luck with your new little one. I hope everything works out.
Thank you so much for that.
Thanks, Donna. All right. Practitioners, is there anyone else that wanted to share with Jamie? Okay, so Cindy wants, yeah, I know Cindy's. Did you want to share with Jamie also? Cindy, I know you have to go, so I wanted to do that too.
Yeah, it's what Dr. Donna has shared with you is beautiful. You know, she's given you empowerment with both animals. And I know that you're a very sensitive soul. So a lot of the practitioners, Shelley started off with uh, the relationship between you and Kincaid. And, you know, you've been blessed a lot with the animals in your life and the future animals that you're going to have in your life. And there's a joy that I can see on your face for the love that you've shared with your animals and the love that they feel for you. One thing that I wanted to share with you is there's a mineral called chrysocolla. Do you know it?
Yes, I do.
That is the mineral that's wanting to have a close relationship with you right now. And it will
Okay.
help you stay in balance. And I got the same message that Donna got, that your Kincaid wanted to leave so you wouldn't have to see a lingering illness. Yeah. And Luna, you know, has her own beautiful spirit, just like you. Okay.
Thank you.
Just you remember the same thing, that she's mirroring to you. You're good enough just the way you are. Just be you, and all is well. So that's what I have for you.
Thank you so much.
And I'm going to say good night. I really need to go. It's been a pleasure with all of the panelists here and all of the people in the audience and those who are joining us later if they watch it on YouTube. I'm an animal communicator. I'm a psychic medium. And I do have a couple clubs in Clubhouse on the app. And I encourage all of you to become members of my club. It's the Animal Communicators Club. And we work together in unity to help bring telepathic communication between human and animals together, as well as letting you develop your own skills at your own rate. And we also do animal Reiki on a planetary level. And I welcome you to join me there. I do have a course that's coming up on the 24th. And it's a virtual course. You can call me for more information about that. And again, thank you so much for the pleasure of being with all of you. Laureli, thank you once again for bringing us together. And until we meet again.
You're welcome. And Cindy, just say your contact info too. So it's on the video if people want to find you.
Okay, so you can find me at my website, which is cindymcgonagle.com. You can call me at my phone number, which is listed in the chat.
But please say it in the video so people can find you from the video if you, or spell out the website or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so my name is CINDYMCGONAGLE.com. I have a YouTube channel, the same name. And you can find me on Instagram, Clubhouse, Pinterest. So I'm available to you. Here I am. Thank you.
That's great. Thanks so much, Cindy. And yeah, we're a few minutes over. We have one more question. So any other practitioners that have to leave, please go ahead and share all your contact info now. And if we have enough left, we'll answer that last question. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Yes. Okay. So again, I'm Carolyn Osborn. My website is Chiron, CHIRON, energymedicine.com. And I can be reached there many different ways. You can contact me through that site. I have a Facebook page under Chiron Energy Medicine, and I have some videos on there of with two other colleagues of mine about pets and people as well. So you can come join that, and we'll be doing another conversation August into September. And I'm on Instagram and LinkedIn as well. So please contact me, and I have a free 20-minute consultation for any questions. So thank you so much. This is a great panel as always, and great to see everybody.
Great. I want to say so. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Carolyn. And then did anyone have anything else to share with Jamie too? I wanted to finish up with Jamie if we're all done, since we have a lot of us that are saying goodbye. Thank you so much, Jamie, for sharing with us and letting us answer. All right.
Thank you all very much.
You're welcome. All right, Cynthia. Cynthia, I know it's really late where you are. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's pretty late. I normally go to sleep by 9:30. Anyway, so I'm Cynthia Okimoto. I do animal Reiki communication, and I'm a holistic dog trainer. I work with other pet sitters as well to help them out. You can contact me on my phone, 646-206-7601. My Instagram is NYDogNanny, DOGNANNY. And my website is NewYorkDogNanny.com, New York spelled out. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks so much, Cynthia. It was great. I hope to have you back at another panel. It's great
I'd
having
love
you
to be, on another panel. This is fun.
Great. Cool.
I just wanted to say hello. Thank you for having me on the animal panel. We have a lot of, I think we helped a lot of people, and we had a lot of great animal communicators. I'm Psychic Shelley Hofberg, and you could find me on my website, psychicshellyhofberg.com, or call me at 562-726-1712. And we have a psychic bear coming up on Thursday, the 22nd. Please join us at the MeWe Psychic Bear. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thanks so much, Shelley. All right. And
Thank you.
it looks like we are not going to be able to answer that last question. I just don't think we have enough of us left. So I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, Undine. I'll be refunding you your money. So thank you so much for your willingness to ask us. I know, I'm like, I want to share something. Donna, are you available to stay for just a few minutes? We can see if we can just share something, and I'll still refund you. Is it all
Are you
right?
talking to me? Oh, I would
Yeah.
love to stay if you're willing to have me for a few
Donna,
minutes.
are you okay? Just to, can you do one
Okay.
more? Okay, great. Yeah, so let's do one more, and then we'll officially close out. And everyone else, I've been putting in the chat the information on giving us feedback on the panel. There's a link. I'll put it right at the bottom again too. If you want to give us feedback on the panel today, and then if you give us your email address, we'll also enter you into a drawing for a free 30-minute session with one of us of your choice. So thank you so much for being here, everyone. And we are going to answer one more question. All right, go ahead, Undine. If that's how you pronounce your name.
Undine, yes, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for allowing me to ask a question this late in the game. I appreciate it. So my cat Pepper has been spraying on and off. Well, he's 12, he's 9 actually. So he's been spraying on and off for several years now. We've taken him to the vet several times. We know it's territorial. We do know that. But is there something I can communicate with him to get him to stop peeing around my room? That's basically it.
Okay, I'll try. Okay, just so you don't feel bad, of all the clients I get with cats, this is like 90% of the problems. It's not using the litter box, spraying. They are just such creatures. They have minds of their own. And he's been to the vet, right?
Many times, yeah.
Yeah. What was his name?
Pepper.
And color?
He's gray.
And he's neutered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other, do you live in your own home?
Yes.
And do you have like a backyard?
Yes.
Is it fenced?
No. He is supervised though. He comes back like clockwork at 5 o'clock for dinner, being a cat, believe it or not.
Are there other neighborhood cats?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He's a corker. He said he needs to keep control around here. Do you see the neighbors' cats at all? I mean, are you familiar with them, or is it just
I don't see a neighbor cat.
Yeah, I'm just like, if there's possibly a new one or a feral one that has been coming up close to the house.
Well, anything's possible, but my partner who lives here as well just checked in with a neighbor recently and the neighbor let us know that he's been going in and eating the cat's food. So we have a nice rapport. We have a nice neighborhood, and everybody loves each other. We just need to get him to stop spraying. And it's weird that he does it sometimes and sometimes he doesn't. There's no rhyme or reason in terms of a human view.
Like, are you doing it anywhere in the house or closer to windows and doors?
Windows and doors.
Yeah,
Windows
so
and doors.
definitely territorial. And that's why I was asking if you know if do you have those they have like cameras you can set up for nighttime to see what's outside your door, because I'm just getting that he's feeling like he really has to push back because they're coming too close to his territory, and they're not there all the time, but when they are, that's when he's spraying, because I mean, you may think he's just inside, but he knows that smell can go miles. Okay, so even though it's in the house, it's definitely oozing out into the backyard, the front yard, whatever. So he's showing me a small cat. He said he's telling me that cat is very feisty, and he said he just needs to learn his place. He said, I've been working at this a while, but he just keeps pushing the buttons. Oh, he's just full of it. So short of there are several kinds of sprays that are available that are repulsive to cats, and I'm sorry, I don't know the names of them, but there are several. There is one that they have for inside the house to keep cats from urinating in the house. I got it and it didn't do a thing. So, but they do have like sprays outside, and there's also some that are set off by the animals coming into your yard, when motion censored, and they just give off a water spray, but it startles them, so you might want to set those up at night, because I think during the day he's doing everything he needs to do during the day because he's out. He's doing the circuit. You should be glad you don't have a pub there. He'd probably go in and have some munchies at the pub.
I say, Donna, this isn't exactly what you're thinking of, but I know Nature's Miracle is really good for cleaning up. But so this is one that's a repellent for cats.
Yeah. But that you're right. That is good for cleaning it up. But I'll tell you that he has a fairly large territory. So when he's gone, it isn't just like two houses. I mean, he's got a whole route. I don't know if people see him, but he's got a territory fairly large. I would say. He said, he just said 3 blocks working on the 4th one. So anyway, that's he's just a male cat. That's the best I can do for you, dear. But I definitely he's getting upset by them coming close at night up to the house in the backyard. Maybe not right at the door, but if you could set up a night camera or those, I don't know, they're like automatic. They come on if there's motion. Some of the motion sensors actually brighten the lights up too, so that would startle them too, just to keep them away from. I mean, just to try to see if keeping them away from the back of your house or the side of your house settles them down a little bit.
You mentioned them. Is he more territorial? So there's more than one cat that he's territorial with, it sounds like.
Yeah, but there's one that just really annoys him. It's a small, younger, coming up in the pack and getting a little pushy. They all have they're all layered in your neighborhood. They all know who's who. And he wouldn't be going to the neighbors to eat if he was a little bit higher on the pole than the cat they've got. So
Do you happen to know a color for this cat? I'm just trying to narrow it down, which cat.
I'm seeing it's sort of like a calico, except it's a male, and males don't come as calico. So it's got some white on it and some orange, an orange splotch here, white belly. It's got some black on the back. It has a ripped ear. The right ear is ripped. I don't know if that helps you any.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Goodness sakes. Sorry I couldn't help you anymore, but I'm sure some of the other people would be more, like the other people have said, you can always, I'm not trying to sell you a reading, okay? But you can have a whole reading where you actually ground them and check their chakras, and then check their, physical level healing, and their emotional level healing, and their spiritual level healing. And you do the whole thing, and then have a conversation with them and explain why this is upsetting you, because you can talk to them. You can say, this is really upsetting us. Your behavior is really not making pleasantness in our house. And is there something you could do? Like, could you just do this outside and not do it in the house, please? And just have like a conversation saying, I still love you totally, but could you kind of think and kind of picturing him where he normally would spray or something, just picture him just walking by calm. Don't picture him like spraying because that reinforces, that energy. So, but yeah, so number one, talk to him. Just talk to him in your mind or out loud, and just sit down and explain to him. And and you don't have to hold him while you're doing anything. He can hear you 3 rooms over. All you have to do is send it in your head. And then secondly, pick somebody to do an energy healing on him and see if that helps him to settle down. But since it's ongoing, I think he's really interested in holding his territory.
He's on the roof right now. I was going to grab him.
Yeah, big territory. I would wonder too about telling him that it would be more effective if he sprayed outside. Like, I feel like he needs to see it's to his benefit to do that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that's true. If you would explain to him that he would have more potent repellent if he went outside to do it than, tell him what he's doing inside is not helping at all.
And it seems like what you're suggesting, Donna, putting like movement lights on, movement activated lights and things like that, so that the other cats might be startled and might not come by as much. That would be much. Yeah.
Just some suggestions. I don't know how far you want to go with it.
So I should just Google motion activated lights for cats, or do you have a brand or?
Just motion activated lights in general. Just make sure they're in the spots where the other cats are likely coming. So, and that they're angled lower down, the ground where.
Yeah, some of them actually stick in the ground. I've seen some that are in the line, like along your walk. Like when you come out, if you would park your car and then you wanted to come in, they would light up as you walk towards the house along your pathway there. Check at Home Depot or I don't know, Amazon, but some of them just stick in the ground. You don't even have to get up and attach them. So.
Thanks.
It's just a thought.
We've tried everything else.
Thank you. So thank you for staying the whole time. Sorry, we couldn't do more with your question this time. We will schedule another animal panel, so there'll be more.
Okay. Hope to see you again, dear. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. I'll remove our spotlights so the rest of us that are here can be on for the last little bit together. I have a gallery view. Well, thanks everyone for being here. I put the link in the chat again to fill out the feedback form and get entered into the drawing for the free 30-minute session. But thanks so much everyone for asking questions and holding space as we answered today. We have lots of upcoming events. Some of the ones happening soon are Sunday, July 11, we have a MeWe practice circle for strengthening your gifts. That's where you'll be doing readings and healings with other participants. It's supported by a couple of us practitioners. And then on Wednesday, July 14, we have a panel for making possibilities into reality. It's a large group of practitioners, again, answering questions really on anything from making real what it is that you want. And then we have a learning circle with several practitioners offering intuitive sessions to help you open to your gifts, expand your intuition. We have a panel on generational toxicity and trauma coming up on Tuesday, July 20, and we have our fair coming up on Thursday, July 22. Lots happening, lots of opportunities. I know also I'm going to be at someone's fair in the Seattle area on Saturday. So if you're near Mill Creek, there's going to be a fair. I'll be doing eye readings, and I think maybe about 20 other practitioners and vendors. Yeah. So thanks everyone for being here. It looks like you're just going to say appreciating, and feel free if you want to unmute and say anything on the way out. That's great. And lovely dog in the background there. Yeah. Thanks everyone for being here.
Thank you.
So welcome. Feel free, if you want to unmute and say anything on the way out. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say I'm really glad that you hosted this and allowed us to even participate, just by watching and being here. I had an experience with my pet, and she kind of sent me messages, and she actually had something wrong with her. That's why I was like, I should probably look into this. And then here you are, and I'm just, thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Too. Bye-bye. Yeah, and if anyone else wants to share. Great.
So this is my first time with you folks. I don't even know how I found you folks, but when I saw pet communication, I just had to come on. My dog in the back passed last year, had her for 16 years. But I know you just mentioned some other things that you guys do. And is there a link to like a Facebook group or something that we can find everything?
We don't have a very active Facebook group at the moment. I haven't really done much growing that. If you want to see the upcoming events, if you go to the website, it's probably where you got in today. It's or it might be how you got in today. You can either go to jointhefair.com or joinmeweonline.com. And both of those go to the webpage on our website where you can see all the different upcoming events. We have a Facebook page. I can go ahead and get you the Facebook page in just a moment. Like that page. And then we have an email list. If you'd like to be on the email list, you can either fill out the feedback form and give it to us that way, or you can just give it to me in the chat also, and I'll put you on the list.
Okay.
I'm going to get the Facebook page right now. There you go. It's right there in the chat. It's just facebook.com/MeWe fairs. Yeah, lots and lots of different events.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. Great. Great. Thanks, everyone. Thanks so much. I'll turn off the recording. Yeah, so MeWeFairs.com is how, if you're listening.